because I know it was kind of a disappointment. But let's talk about, you mentioned on your coach's show earlier this week that you decided around Christmas time you were going to go half portal, half regular recruiting, and that's kind of what you did.
We did, Jimmy. It's one of those things, you got to make it work for you, right? I think the portals worked against us when it first came out. We lost a couple All-Americans that ended up going to bigger, better places, that kind of thing. So we made an effort to say, okay, look, we're going to make this thing work for us instead of against us for a change. And we brought in some really good kids. Official visit before Christmas, which we've never done before, and it really paid off for us. We had a lot of new faces in spring ball. 3 quarterbacks that we worked with in spring, several OL, a kid, a free safety, a DB. So we went out and targeted the South Carolina kid that we knew about coming out of high school, but they went somewhere out of state, maybe in state, but not happy and looking for a new home and that kind of thing.
And it might have been some of the kids you tried to recruit to begin with.
Oh, absolutely. And they've been at a different school for a year or two, and something's not working for them and that kind of thing. And hey, Newberry's just another option for them. And hopefully it can turn into home and they can be happy here. And so far, that's what I'm seeing. And I like the fact that we're continuing to recruit that South Carolina high school kid and keep that relationship going with the high school coaches. Listen, we're still going to recruit that kid coming right out of high school, but we're also going to still recruit your kid that might have went somewhere else
and decided he didn't like it.
And didn't like it, and we're going to bring him back home. So, Jimmy, I think the blend really is going to pay off for us. We signed some really good high school kids, but some immediate impact guys that hopefully we'll see a difference in the program today.
And as I prepared my chart for the broadcast for today, I noticed there's a great mixture of people you know and you've heard about, and some that you haven't yet heard about. So
right, and today's the day that we kind of unveil it, so to speak.
That's exactly right. At the coaches show on Thursday night, you had your Gray Stripers with you. I bet there were 5 of them. And those are some of the leaders of this program.
Right, and older guys that's been with us a while, like Luke Taylor, Carson Smith, Dwayne Wright, Tanner Funderburk, and Cooper Chernovsky are 5 Gray Stripes. The Gray Stripe program for us just cultivates leadership, captains, a leadership council, if you will, and just great kids, great players aside, but to be a Gray Stripe, you've got to do things right on and off the field, in the classroom, basically everywhere. And those kids represent the best that we have to offer.
Before we get into talking about Valdosta State in the next segment, I want to go back to Thursday night. We had Sergeant Gabe Butler with us with the South Carolina Army National Guard. This is Military Appreciation Day, and he, of course, works with the college in that collaboration between the Guard and the college. It was signed earlier this year, but I didn't realize it until you told me he actually played for you.
He really did, Jimmy, and that's a great thing to see a young man, go out and be very successful, look out defending our freedoms, and just I know we've been overseas and in some different places and seen some action, that kind of thing, but to have him back on campus and helping the next generation, that if they want to go the military route. And Gabe's a great guy, and I'm just happy to have him connected back to our program now.
Yeah, and for those of you who heard him we had him on the tailgate show just a little while ago, so thanks to him. Another thing that took place at the coaches show Thursday night, I want to mention that too. Newberry County Sheriff Lee Foster is the Sheriff of the Year in the state of South Carolina.
That is awesome and very well deserved. Lee Foster's a great guy, and he's out there protecting all of us every day, and he deserves that recognition, Jimmy. But then, he turns around. He gets Sheriff of the Year,
right?
And that along
stipend comes with it.
A stipend comes with it, and he turns around last night and takes the check that he received and gives it to the football program. And that tells you all you need to know about Lee Foster right there.
Thanks to Lee for that and for what he and his staff do for our community. All right, Coach, we'll come back and talk about the Blazers in just a minute. Need a new ride to get you to the big game? Founders Federal Credit Union has auto rates that will get you in the driver's seat without breaking the bank. And here's the best part, no payment for up to 90 days. Drive to victory with a loan that suits your budget. Love your ride and your loan. Visit foundersfcu.com/auto today and score your dream car with an auto loan from Founders. Terms and conditions apply. Membership qualification required.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree. And I'd like to help. I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Brad Mathis. Together, we can give your long-term retirement strategy the attention it deserves. Stop by our office at 1018 Main Street. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Back with Coach Knight. I got to mention this again. I know you probably get tired of me saying this, but Coach Todd Knight's very first win as a head coach was at Valdosta State, something like 16 years ago, I guess it was.
Yeah, a long time ago, Jimmy. I can still remember Pastor Ernie Warman and I standing on the sidelines in pregame. That was his first ball game and my first game as a head coach. And we walked to the locker room getting ready for kickoff, and we got to the door of the locker room, and I said, Pastor, you're going to have to forgive me for what's about to happen in this locker room. And he looked at me and he said, Coach Knight, you got a job to do. Go do your job. And he turned around, walked off, and let me go do my job.
And being a Navy veteran, I guess he'd heard it all anyway.
He sure has. Well, I miss old Ernie. He's a great guy.
We did hear from him after the coaches show Thursday night. Hopefully he's going to get down for a ball game this year. All right, well, nothing much has changed at Valdosta State. They're still pretty darn good.
They really are, Jimmy. And number 5 in the country and well-deserved number 5 in the country. They're an excellent football team. They lost a lot of kids off of last year's squad, but the coaching staff has done a great job bringing in some new faces and, of course, hitting the portal very hard. But the guys from last year, the main one on offense, the quarterback, Sammy Edwards, just a terrific quarterback, big kid, 6'2", 190 pounds. He can run, but he would prefer to hang in the pocket and sling it all over the place. And he does a really good job of it.
4 passing touchdowns. He did rush for 1 last week against Albany State. And then Rodney Bullard, 4 receptions for 100 yards and 2 TDs.
Yeah, Rodney Bullard, I think his favorite target, jersey number 1. He is also a returner from last year and a grad school kid. The quarterback is a senior, Jimmy, so these two guys have been together for a while, and they have a chemistry, and you can see it on film. And then there's another kid that kind of came out of nowhere that we didn't see on film last year because he's a new guy that they brought in, a grad school transfer out of West Virginia, number 11. A kid that's a slot player. He can flat run, Jimmy. So, it's going to be entertaining today. They're going to put the ball in the air, and they love the deep ball. And we're made a conscious effort this week saying, look, we have to defend the deep ball.
Right.
If we can keep it in front of us on defense, whatever you do, I don't care what else happens, don't give up the deep ball. You'll give us a chance to be successful today.
On their side of the defense, there's a guy named Larry Elder, I think.
Larry Elder is kind of their rover. He's playing a position. They have a unique defense where they usually play with 3 safeties. You don't see that very often. And the Elder kid, number 9, he's that middle third safety. I kind of call him a rover or a bandit. Sometimes he's a safety, sometimes he's a linebacker, sometimes he's at the line of scrimmage blitzing. You'll see this kid all
He's
over.
just that good.
He is. He's a really good football player. He flies around. He makes a lot of plays. Offensively, a point of emphasis for this week is somebody. Anybody, I don't care who it is, somebody's got to block this kid.
Right, exactly.
So, the quarterback for them on offense and number 9, the Elder kid for them on defense, 2 of their superstars.
All right, we mentioned this earlier this week as well. In that first game for you down at Valdosta years ago, there was some locker room talk about Apollo Stretch, who had the greatest name for a linebacker in the history of football.
Apollo was an awesome player for us, Jimmy, All-American. And that might have been Apollo's first game for us.
Yeah.
He transferred in, JUCO player, and got down there and the local radio show, much like what we're doing here, really made fun of his name. And Apollo took that pretty seriously and went out and had a great game. And fast forward 16 years later, and similar things are happening. Dwayne Wright, our returning MVP from last year, preseason all-conference, Valdosta's nicknamed him the Dwayne Train. And the whole thing about it in their locker room, you know, kids today, they take pictures and send it to everybody.
Social media, right.
Our kids showed me the picture of the Dwayne Train that they have in their locker room, saying that they're going to derail the Dwayne Train. So that's kind of caught fire with us.
Well, looking at Dwayne's face and in his eyes last night or earlier this week, I don't think he cares. I think he likes it.
He embraces the name. He really does like it. So all the kids on the team right now are calling Dwayne the Dwayne Train. Yeah. So I hope that he gets on track today.
Well, I'll tell you what, no patsies for this first two football games. I know we're not going to look ahead, but Newberry playing the number 5 team in Division II in the country today. Kaiser, the defending national champions, coming in next week. They beat North Greenville.
Yeah, you know, last night, great game. I think Kaiser won it in overtime. North Greenville missed a field goal, and then Kaiser hit theirs. So, look, we got to hit it on the run. You know, playing two great teams right out of the gate. But today the Blazers are in town. And let's get after them.
That's the challenge. Thank you, Coach. See you after the ball game.
Yes, sir.
This has been the time.
Check.
Sure you stop by the Newberry Football booth located on the cement concourse on the south end of the stadium. Willingham has been a staple in the Newberry community since 1974. For the products you need to get the job done, call Willingham and Son. Oasis Pool Warranty Service LLC, home of the Warren Street Pool. Located right here in Newberry, they offer every type of level pool service, from simple pool cleaning to equipment service to service contracts to upgrades and much more. Head to StopTheFraud.com for more information. And Ringo Enterprise is the official signage company for the Wolves. Along with banners, they offer all types of signage and auto glass repair and tinting.
Well, good evening, everybody, from Setzler Field here on the campus of Newberry College. Jimmy Coggins, Al Delachica, Marshall Maddie in the booth. Paige Turner back at studio control. And it's 80 degrees, a little overcast, a bit of a breeze. Right now feeling pretty nice. Earlier today was kind of warm and toasty, but I think it sounds weather-wise a little better so far. Welcome in. We start the 2024 football season. And it's certainly not starting with a patsy. That is for sure. The 5th-ranked Valdosta State Blazers, who were coming in after a win last week, 42-10, Al, over Albany State.
Yeah, they are, and I mean, not too far removed, by the way, from a national championship. 2018, they've had some success over the past decade or so, going back just another 6 years prior to that. 2012, they won the national championship. That was 1 year after the last time the Wolves played them back in 2011, and so you know, we do have a win against them in the series history. That's good to know. But it's 3-1 in favor of Valdosta State. They have never lost here at historic Setzler Field, so maybe we could start a new trend with that one.
That's exactly right. The first win for Newberry in the series was in 2009. Coach Todd Knight's first game as a head coach. Newberry went down to what we call Titletown and beat Valdosta State 34-21. I will never forget that night because, and I'm sure he won't either. I mean, you're a head coach for the first time in your career, and you beat a pretty good football program and one that has a lot of history. Of course, Todd now in his 16th year here at Newberry, 22 overall.
Yeah, and I mean, just incredible success. You know, I was talking to Dr. Sharons, you know, of course, Newberry College president, a couple of weeks ago, and he was telling me and was very effusive about Coach Knight. He's saying, like, you know, look, we have to understand that this is the heyday of all Newberry College football in more than 100-something years that this program has been playing. This is the glory days, you know, of course, back-to-back championships, coming out 21 and 22. And the good news here is, we refer back to the 2018 Valdosta State. Well, none of those guys are here. Now, winning culture cultivates a winning culture. We know that. But that's what's also happening here. Some of these guys, half of these guys out here, were on that championship in 22, just 2 years removed. So it's going to be an exciting season.
Right, on the Valdosta side of things, you want to keep your eye on Sammy Edwards. He is the quarterback, and his favorite target, Rodney Bullard. Those are two veterans on this ball club. Edwards, of course, the quarterback. Bullard, the wide receiver. Over on the defensive side, you heard us talking about a young man just a few minutes ago, Larry Elder. He's a safety, but he kind of cheats up from time to time, and he's all over the place. And he's the guy you got to really keep an eye on.
Absolutely. And remember, they've already played a game, by the way. We'll have a little bit about that. They won big last week. But, Sammy Edwards, when we start talking about a player of his stature, look at this. Third in the 2023 Harlan Hill voting. That's basically the Division II Heisman Trophy. So this is a guy on the national stage. He threw for over 4,200 yards, 34 touchdown passes, and he was already Player of the Week in his conference, Gulf South Conference, last week in the first opening win.
Now on the Newberry side of the coin, you've got a mixture this year. You're going to hear a lot of familiar names during our broadcast, but you're also going to hear a good many names that you may not have heard before. Newberry went out and they took half of their recruits from high school. The other half they got through the transfer portal, and Coach Knight and his staff are pretty high on some of the guys they've been able to bring in, and they could make an impact right off the get-go.
Absolutely, because they are experienced players that just for some reason they are seeking to move around, and I think it is a good idea. In the pregame show, Coach said that, if we don't do that, we're going to start getting left behind, and you don't want to do that. You've got to keep up with those other schools. Guess what? They're doing that too, and they're bringing in some good talent also. So that's a great idea there that Coach is doing that, and also focusing on the player from South Carolina. They would want to maybe come back and have some real pride about playing for their home state. I kind of like that idea too.
Yeah, that's a key, because they went after some guys who were originally from South Carolina, maybe some of whom they had already recruited from the get-go. They went somewhere else, decided they didn't like it, and they wanted to return home. So I like that idea as well.
Yeah, one of those is he's on the depth chart kind of down there, is Reed Sharpia. We were talking about him, and we started looking over the names, and I go, why does that name sound so familiar? Well, sure enough, a few years ago, I remember when I was helping you for a couple of years with Newberry Bulldogs football, he was the quarterback, the big-name quarterback at Brooklyn Casey down there, and he was, killing everybody out there with his passes and everything else, single-handedly about beat us, and that's why. And he left to North Carolina, he went other places, and guess what? He has returned and is on this team. We'll see if he makes an impact at some point.
His grandfather was a coach here at Newberry. His father, of course, is a coach now at Brooklyn Casey, and now here's Reed Sharpia, the grandson, here at Newberry College. So we'll see. We've got three quarterbacks that they really have been working with in the spring. Now, as we look at the depth chart today, Isaiah Whitesides is the projected starter, and a young man named Tyler Haley is listed on the depth chart as the backup, but I would not be surprised if we didn't see Reed Sharpia.
Yeah, and I think that also it'll be interesting to see what Coach Knight and the coaching staff tries to do with the quarterbacks. Is it going to be some kind of mix, perhaps, or is it just Whiteside won the job outright, and that's all we're going to see? It's going to be kind of interesting to see that. But just 2 days ago, Thursday, I have some of the football players in some of my classes. Even they didn't know who the starting quarterback was. That's how it's going so far. So hopefully that's a good thing. Let's see.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take our first break of the evening. We'll come back and we'll give you the starting lineups, or at least the probable starting lineups for tonight's opener, Newberry and Valdosta State, right after we take this 2-minute break.
Now please join us in singing the Newberry alma mater.
Newberry College alma mater being played below. Let's catch the last part of that. The Newberry College marching spirit, the Scarlet Spirit, with our pregame national anthem. We missed that while we were away, but there's part of the alma mater. And of course, it's Military Appreciation Day here today, as well as Hall of Fame Day. And we'll talk about that as we move through the broadcast. Let's get to the starting lineups first for the Valdosta State Blazers, 1-0, number 5 in the country. Over at left tackle, Stephen Naro, a 6'5", 295 redshirt sophomore out of Stormville, New York. At left guard, James Robinson, 6'5", 325, a senior from Montgomery, Alabama. At center, Will Flowers, 6'3", 283, a graduate from LaGrange, Georgia. Over at right guard, there is Kinley Marias, 6'4", 340, a junior from Opelika, Florida. At right tackle, Daniel Morales, 6'4", 295, a graduate from Alpharetta, Georgia. Your tight end, Noah Gillian, a 6'3", 251-pound graduate out of St. Augustine, Florida. Wide receivers, Xavier Williams, 6 feet 180, graduate from Hollywood, Florida. Rodney Bullard, 6 foot 170, graduate from Albany, Georgia. We talked about him a minute ago. Also at wide receiver will be Grayson Malkovich, a 5'9", 183 graduate out of Cerrado, West Virginia. Running back will be Jaden Henry, 6 foot 200-pound graduate from Fort Lauderdale. And the quarterback, the aforementioned Sammy Edwards, 6'2", 188, a senior from St. Augustine, Florida. Again, some of the key guys, Edwards the quarterback, Bullard the wide receiver, and Henry's not too shabby either.
No, they're not, I'll tell you what. And they, of course, coming in 1-0. The Blazers ranked, depending on either number 5 in the coaches poll, number 7, and they are highly ranked. They are winning, coming in off the victory, and again, coming in with a lot of firepower, especially on this offense, but also on the defense too. Let's see how the two sides match up, right? Their offense against our very potent defense too. Remember, this is one of the strong points of this Newberry College team, our defense. They could match up with anybody, so that's going to be an interesting matchup to watch tonight.
All right, for Newberry, the tackles will be James Middleton, 6'4", 335, graduate out of North Charleston, and Cooper Tranowski, the 6'5", 295-pound senior out of Spartanburg. Your guards will be Damari Joyner, 6'4", 295, a senior from North Charleston. He's a preseason all-conference Piedmont selection. The other guard is Dallas Shirley, 6'4", 290, a junior from Simpsonville. At center will be Davion Pyle, 6 feet 320, a senior from Columbia. Tight end will be Luke Clyburn IV, a 6'7", 265-pound redshirt sophomore out of Camden. But the backup tight end is going to be Tommy Washington, and boy, it is good to see Tommy back on this ball club. Let's hope he can get through this season without. He's just had such injury issues, and he's such a great player.
He did, and early on, I believe late in the preseason last year, if I'm correct, if I remember correctly, and didn't really see much action at all. So
yeah, he twisted a knee in a scrimmage.
Exactly, right before the season, and so, yeah, it would be great to see him coming back. We know what he can do. He is a potent weapon out there, but, sometimes some guys come out and, they even play better and they earn the starting spot. So
that's right.
Let's see how we go.
Tommy caught the touchdown pass that won the championship down in the left end zone here. So, now let's get back to the starting lineups. We'll go to the wide receivers next. Troy Reed, 6'2", 170, freshman out of Goose Creek. Jemias Holloway, 5'7", 161, a graduate from B&L. Keith Desashore, 5'10", 165, redshirt senior from North Charleston. Quante Jackson, 6'1", 182, a senior from Columbia. Now, they won't necessarily all be in there at the same time, but those are the leaders on the offense. The running back, Dwayne the Train Wright. And the reason we call him Dwayne the Train is that's what the Valdosta folks have decided to call him, and he's taken into that. So we'll see how Dwayne does. 6 feet 230, junior out of Charleston, and he too is one of the preseason all-conference selections. So Dwayne Wright will get the start tonight. And the quarterback is Isaiah Whiteside, 6'2", 180, a junior out of Columbia, and he transferred in from Norfolk State. So he's one of those transfers.
He is, and I think all eyes are going to be on Mr. Whiteside tonight, taking over this program at quarterback. I mean, it's a very special thing, obviously, especially with the quarterbacks that we've had recently. Such success, and let's see how he will play and what kind of style he brings to the Wolves.
All right, Alan Baugh is one of the defensive ends for the Blazers. The other one is Mark Robinson. The nose tackle is Jaquan Hicks. The nose guard is Jamore Jones. The Mike linebacker, Sterling Roberts. The star linebacker, or the star position, Jeremy Smith. The will linebacker is Davon Desime. He is the will linebacker. Cornerbacks are Theron Stropes and Rance Connor. And your safeties, Larry Elder and Jordan Billups. For Newberry, defensive ends are Carson Smith, along with Colby Taylor. Defensive tackles, Tanner Funderburk and Trey Irby. Middle linebacker, Luke Taylor. Other linebackers, Charles Smith and Jalen Mitchell. The corners are Keelan Roach and Keyshawn Glover. Your safeties are Daquan Brunson and Chucky Roach.
Yeah, and this defense, you notice a lot of familiar names, and that's the good news. This defense, they're going to be counted on, obviously, to stop these other offenses, especially something like tonight and next week when we welcome in Kaiser. You know, these are very big programs. They can put points on the board. You know, 42-10, Valdosta State last week over Albany State. And so they're going to be looking to put points on the board. And we, of course, are going to be looking at our very experienced defense to keep them out of the end zone.
We're about to have the toss of the coin. Keep in mind, it's Military Appreciation Day, as I mentioned earlier. And we've got some of the representatives, including the sergeant that we talked to earlier, down on the field. He'll be one of the guys going out to toss the coin. They've got on their camouflage uniforms. And speaking of that, the Wolves have the red camouflage or scarlet camouflage military appreciation jerseys, if you will, and on the back of every one of those jerseys is the word honor.
Yeah, it's pretty cool there, captains, Luke Taylor and Dwayne Wright.
We're going to see if we can pick up the audio from down on the field here. Luke Taylor, one of the captains for the Wolves, and on the other side it is Dwayne Wright, the running back for Newberry. Tri-captains out for Valdosta State. All the players shaking hands with the military representatives and their players. Well, I don't hear any audio from down below, so here come the Wolves from the locker room, the field house, the Founders Federal Credit Union field house across the way. Wolves dressed in the white pants, the aforementioned jerseys, and this year, Al, the headgear is white with the Wolf logo on the side.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool one of the alternate logos. It's got a little shine to it. Looks really nice under the lights. Almost about to take effect here, although it's still a bit of a bright sky, but cloudy over. And it's going to be a very nice evening to play football here to get things started off this season.
Valdosta State has won the toss and has deferred to the second half, so Newberry's going to get their hands on the football here, and they will move right to left, and we'll be back to start the game in 1 minute.
Players will receive the opening kickoff.
We'll be on offense, right?
A debit card for Kip L. Zimmerman has been turned in to the press box. Kip L. Zimmerman, please report to the press box to get your debit card. Our officials for this evening's contest, as assigned
Did they win?
by the South
1 minute.
Conference, the referees Todd Boyd, who's joined by Tim Rhodes, Joshua Briscoe, Brian Colson, Scott Classer, Chuck Duvall, Jack Shanahan, and Bryce Spiegel. World fans, are you ready? World fans, are you ready? Valdosta State Blazer fans, are you ready?
Back here at Setzler Field on the campus of Newberry College. Teams now taking the field. Valdosta State in the red pants, white jerseys and red numerals, and the black headgear with the Valdosta State Blazer logo. Newberry, of course, the white pants, the military appreciation jerseys, and the Wolf logo helmet. And the Wolves are going to receive this football. Quante Jackson on the far side, Jamias Holloway on the near side as they get set to receive the kick from Valdosta State. Noah Botsford will kick off for Valdosta State, left to right, from the 35-yard line. What a great crowd we have here.
Yeah, we sure do. The other side almost packed over there. Same thing over here on the home side.
Here's the run-up, and the 2024 season is underway. Jackson lets it fly into the end zone for the touchback. So Newberry will take it 1st and 10 after the ball is kicked into the end zone. One of the changes we have this year is a 2-minute warning. I think they really prefer you to call it a 2-minute, a timeout at the 2 minutes, but it's really a 2-minute warning. And there are a couple of other changes as well, but we'll cross those paths when we get to them.
Well, you know, we're so used to that from the professional game. And, you know, all these guys go on to play pro ball if they're going to be drafted and all of that. So trying to get it, I guess, as close to the pro game as possible.
All right, Whiteside sets up with Dwayne Wright to his left. The Wolves put 2 men to the right, 1 man to the left. First play from scrimmage for the season, and there is a flag and a motion penalty. Let's see. I think they need to turn the volume down on that. But it is a penalty against the Wolves. So it'll be 1st and 15 yards to go. Coach Knight talked about mistakes and having to cut out mistakes, including penalties. So Newberry now behind the sticks by 5 yards, 1st and 15. Play action fake. Isaiah rolls, fires, got a man up at the 32-yard line. That is Troy Reed. Monte Boyd, one of the safeties, on the spot. But Reed hauls it in at the 33, and they get a lot of that back. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Yeah, he had a little safety valve up close, nobody covering him, but he decided to go a little bit further downfield. It's kind of interesting now. Whiteside reminds you so much of Dre Harris, doesn't he?
Here goes Dwayne off the right side, breaks a couple of tackles, picks up the first down out at the 38-yard line. Monte Boyd again. Valdosta State using 3 down linemen on defense, but they had their backers coming through, and Dwayne Wright was able to get away from him and push for a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, we'll look at that. War in the trenches, of course, so important.
Now 4 down up front for Valdosta State. Motion by Jackson. Here goes Wright again off the right side, and he pushes across the 45 to the 47-yard line. He'll get close to 7 on that run. Jamore Jones on the tackle.
2nd down and 2.
Actually an 8-yard pickup there, as they do mark it squarely on the 47, so 8 yards there for Dwayne the Train.
Well, you'll like that on 1st down any time.
2nd down 2, motion off the Right side by Desashore. Here goes right again, and he'll have the first down as he cracks to the 50-yard line. Jeremy Smith on the tackle.
Well, nice job. They're just hammering it right over the line, either center or to the right side of the offensive line. And so far, so good. They move the chains right at midfield.
So the Wolves 1st and 10 at the midfield stripe. Moving right to left toward the Melvin and Alliance Athletic Performance Center. Right behind Whitesides. Tight end up on the right wing, motion. And we got flags down again. Another penalty here.
Well, you know, this can happen very early on, game one. Little
Snap
penalty
infraction.
bug.
Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Okay, he probably moved the ball a little bit or something, but didn't snap it there.
Second time the Wolves will face 1st and 15 on this drive. They managed to get out of that hole the first time.
Well, timing, you know, is everything, I think, on offense, especially so. Sometimes it's just a little bit off here on the first drive of the first game.
3 wide receivers, now an empty backfield. Here's the draw play on the quarterback keeper. Nice run there by Whitesides. He pushes down inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line. I think we see there that Isaiah doesn't mind taking a pop. Ricky Ransom, one of the safeties, up to make the stop.
No, he didn't. I think that's the kind of style he's going to bring, right? We're pretty used to this. I was looking downfield, and, you know, he kind of cut left into the middle. He had an open sideline to the right. If he had gone that way, who knows if they catch him.
Second and now 4 yards to go. So another big pickup on 1st and 15. Play action fake. They throw it out to Desashore. That ball got tipped. Larry Elder, there he is. So incomplete. 3rd down 4 now. Newberry scrimmaging at the Valdosta State 44-yard line.
Yeah, and last week's victory for Valdosta State, Elder was the defensive player of the week in that game. He's a free safety, and he was in our backfield. That goes to show you he can be all over this field.
Well, that's what Todd said. He's a safety, but he cheats up as a linebacker. Sometimes, you know, he just roves around.
Yep.
3rd and 4. Big play here on this opening drive of the year so far. Here's a handoff and an end around. This is Quanta Jackson, and he's pulled down for a loss back near the 50-yard line. It'll be 4th and 10. There he is again, Larry Elder.
Yeah, he just came right up. It was a nice little pass coming to the near side, but unfortunately he just didn't have the blockers downfield, and Elder saw it all the way.
Well, Newberry with a pretty impressive drive that stalls at midfield. They got out of a 1st and 15 on an illegal procedure on the very first play from scrimmage. Got another illegal procedure up near midfield and just couldn't work their way out of it. So Newberry to punt away now. And here's the end over end punt. Fair catch going to be called for and made. Almost lost, but hauled in at the 19-yard line.
Burke Nettles, the Newberry punter.
Left footer.
Now that is part of the game, the special teams, that we are going to see some new names here. Burke Nettles, the punter, and then the kicker will be Logan McConnell. So stay tuned to hear those names, perhaps a lot this season. Well, you know, here on defense, what you're wanting to try to do here is the same thing that just Valdosta State did, right? Okay, maybe you give up a couple of first down opportunities here and that, but in the end, you want to stop them. You want to, you know, keep them from having any kind of momentum here on this first drive if possible.
Edwards with his running back, Henry, to the left. First down, Henry flies out of the backfield. They throw it to him, and it's complete up near the 25-yard line, just shy of the 25. Chucky Roach over to make the stop. That was a pass to Henry right off the get-go. He took out of there in a hurry.
Yeah, giving him a little bit of yardage right there. The corners kind of a little bit deep for Newberry. Opened up that far side, and he made the catch easy. Got about 5 yards on the play.
2nd and 5 for Valdosta State. They scrimmage now from their own 24-yard line.
But remember, we got a very speedy defense, too.
This time they hand it off. Straight ahead, not much there. Blake Hester had checked in as a running back, and Newberry stops him in his tracks. Trey Irby leading the way. Trey, of course, one of the veterans along that defensive line.
Already some words, I think, being Luke Taylor saying something to somebody. They were kind of pushing each other a little bit.
3rd down and 3, big play. 10 minutes to go, first quarter, no score. Both teams have now had the ball. Newberry had a couple of first downs, but couldn't convert. Now here's Edwards back to throw. Steps up, fires over the middle, and it is good for the first down. If one of the Wolves could have gotten to the receiver there, and by the way, that receiver was Rodney Bullard, Keelan Roach pushes him out of bounds, but not before he gets to the 33-yard line and picks up the first down.
Yeah, they're going to be passing quite a bit. We'll have these quarter stats for you as we go along.
Well, the main focus for the Newberry defense in defending the passing game, just don't let anybody get behind you.
Yeah.
That's the key for this ball game tonight. Edwards looks right, now throws left. That pass is dropped across the way. It had only been a couple of yards gained had he held it in. Keelan Roach was right there on him, but it'll be 2nd down, 10 yards to go.
Yeah, that wasn't going anywhere. The pass was kind of behind and low. He couldn't hang on to it right on that far sideline. Like you said, there may be a yard or two if he even catches it.
All right, here come the Blazers, 2nd and 10 from their own 33, moving left to right. 3 wide receivers. Edwards on the handoff over the left side to Hester. Newberry puts a stop on him right near the line of scrimmage. Maybe a short gain. Colby Taylor, one of the Taylor boys, on the stop. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Yeah, I think this defense is still a very cohesive unit. They haven't turned over too many guys other than maybe like Keelan Roach is a new name that we've been seeing out there, but most everybody else is the same from last couple of years, really.
3rd down 9. Edwards sets to receive the snap, puts a man in motion left to right, drops straight back to throw. Pressure coming, being chased. Now he fires long, and it is tipped away, and there's a flag down. Oh, what a beautiful defensive play, and they're going to throw a flag.
I think he may have just gotten a hand on him a little bit and pushed, but it was very kind of on the razor edge.
He's looking back at the ball, and he has a right to go after it too.
Yep. Made a great play. Gets the hand up.
That is a big play.
It really is. A lot of boos from the crowds, and that's going to give him the first down right near midfield.
Well, those are the things, as we've talked about. There's several keys, and one of them is don't make mistakes, don't commit penalties, don't let anybody get behind you. Now, he did get a little behind,
he did.
But I thought Newberry recovered pretty well there.
Yeah, he was right there to make the play. It's just a question of maybe he kind of just held up a little bit and ran into him a little bit.
Hester off the left side, runs through a tackle, pushes across the 50, and is finally going to be pulled down. Wow, he busts through. See where they marked this. He gets almost first down yardage on second effort, and they're going to give him 11 yards on that.
Yeah, I was already thinking they were going to blow the whistle for forward progress, but they never did. And he somehow got out of the rugby pile there.
Yeah, I thought he'd hit the ground in the pile, but apparently not. It'll be 1st and 10 down at the 40-yard line. Blake Hester, a graduate out of Ashland, Kentucky, not very big, 5'10", 185. Showed some strength there on that run.
Sure did. Just never gave up, kept the legs going.
Sort of a bunched up formation here. Back to throw Edwards. Pressure coming off the corner. Edwards fires down in toward the end zone, and it is incomplete. Great coverage by the Wolves, just as the play before. But Daquan Brunson was the main guy there.
Yeah, this time there was kind of double coverage. He had the main coverage on him. The defender was Keyshawn Glover, and you could almost see it, could you not? They were almost like, okay, I can't hit this guy because it's going to be another first down with the pass interference. So they kind of played it safe. It was kind of a lob out there, and they had time, and Glover kind of came flying across and hit him right when that ball made contact.
2nd and 10 from the 40. Edwards hands it off left side. And across it inside the 35 with the football that time is Joseph Pop McKay, who had checked in as a running back. Kalen Roach on the stop. Also Jalen Mitchell. Keelan Roach, one of those guys who came in through the portal.
Yep. Mitchell lost his helmet on the play, so he's got to come out.
3rd and 5 now for Valdosta State from the Newberry 35-yard line. Needless to say, big play here for the Newberry defense. Back to throw Edwards. Has time, fires, has a man. He breaks away, and he is going to dive into the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, he got some separation back there over on that far sideline, and once he broke the tackle, that was pretty much it. No one could catch him.
Yep.
Well, now
so
they were helped along a little. They had some penalties on the defense. But,
that's right, and one was very questionable. Yep. But anyway, 7:07 to go here in the first quarter, 6-0 Blazers. And they will now kick or try to kick the extra point.
If you're not here at Setzler Field, this is the strangest lighting I've ever seen.
Kick is up, and it is good by Austin McKay. It is. It's kind of overcast with some sun shining through, and it's kind of weird.
Lights, it's all of it.
So a 7-0 lead by Valdosta State. 7:07 to go. First quarter. We'll be back to Setzler in 1 minute.
Founders Federal Credit Union has invested in Newberry College and the Newberry community. They have obtained the naming rights to the field house at the stadium and are a proud partner of Newberry College Athletics. Head to foundersfcu.com to find out what the Founders difference can mean for you. Head over to the center of the concourse and get your rally towel. And thanks to South Carolina Army National Guard has partnered with Newberry College in many different ways, including sponsoring tonight's game. See a recruiter if you are interested in learning more about all they can offer. Fans, at this time, we would like to welcome all guests to Setzler Field, starting with our military personnel. Any military personnel, please stand to be recognized so we can show you some appreciation.
Back here at Setzler Field, touchdown pass puts the Blazers on the board, 7-0. And by the way, update on the South Carolina-Kentucky game. It is all over. The Gamecocks go into Kentucky and beat the Wildcats pretty handily, 31-6. South Carolina over Kentucky. Clemson and Appalachian State playing tonight, of course. That's on our Lancero Lounge scoreboard. What do you got for us?
Well, we do have some other scores, games that were already completed this week. Back on Thursday, West Virginia State defeating Barton 27-24, and Limestone defeating West Liberty 48-13. We'll have more in a minute.
All right, now Valdosta State about to kick off to Newberry for the second time this evening. Jackson lets it fly, goes out of the end zone, or at least back to the back line. No return. Well, Al, the Wolves did a pretty good job on offense. Got up to midfield, had a penalty, and then just couldn't get another first down. They kind of stalled.
Yeah, they kind of mixed the play selection. You notice, right? They were running. Dwayne Wright was pounding it in there. Then they started airing it out, got the passes, but they were kind of short. You notice Valdosta State, what did they do? They were going deep. They were trying to get their receiver behind the coverage. They did a couple of times. Newberry was up to the task, but in the end, they just kept hammering away down there, and they were successful.
All right, Whiteside remains the quarterback. Dwayne Wright behind him. Whiteside's going to go under center. And now a flag. Delay of game. And here again, Newberry was out on the field before Valdosta State came out. They were already out, ready to go. Coach Knight is calling the white hat over.
So I wonder if they started the play clock and Valdosta State kind of took a little too long to get out there.
Well, and, you know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The referee is Todd Boyd, by the way. And
wonder if he's going to tell him over on the other side, get your team out a little faster.
yeah, I mean, you can't hold Newberry.
Yeah, if the other team does that, that's not fair that you get penalized for it.
Referee over there talking to the coach. I think they're going to pick this flag up.
Tremaine
I mean,
Jackson.
you can't play if the defenders are not out there. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 25.
How about that?
Yeah,
Good job by Coach, yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Here's Wright, fighting straight ahead, going to push to the 30, so he'll get 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 yards to go.
2nd and 5 from the 30.
Jaquan Hicks on the stop. Jonah Norris went in motion from left to right there. They kind of faked to give to him going around the right side and gave it to Dwayne Wright straight ahead. 2 men in the backfield now with Whiteside. And it's Norris. We just mentioned him off the right side. He's going to fight, and he'll get out near the 34-yard line, maybe the 33.
He'll pick up 4 yards.
It'll bring up 3rd down and about a yard to go here. Larry Elder, Jaquan Hicks. Elder, that everywhere guy, along with Hicks, who's a defensive tackle up front. 3rd and a yard to go. Big play here offensively for the Wolves. Wide out each way. 2 wide. Here's Wright trying to fight, and I don't think he's going to get it. It'll depend on the spot. Caden Campoletti on the stop here. And I don't believe he got it. No gain on the play. It'll be 4th and a yard to go.
Yeah, testing that right side of the offensive line, and Campoletti just was able to get some penetration, get on him before he got to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Coach Knight's going to pull the offense off and send the punt team a little early in the game to go on 4th and 1 from your own 34.
Well, maybe against a team like this, perhaps, although you would like to kind of, get some momentum and know that you can do something like this, but maybe you're right.
Burt Nettles, 5'11", 200-pounder, out to punt away. Nettles gets off a high, wobbly spiral, and it is caught at the Valdosta State 32-yard line, and that is where the Blazers will start. Blazers with the touchdown. Sammy Edwards on a pass to Zaire Wilson. Now, it went for 35 yards, but Wilson, the last, 10 yards, I guess, maybe a little more, actually broke away and then dove into the end zone. Austin McKay with the extra point, 7-0 the score, and the Blazers now get the football back for the 2nd time this evening.
So far here for the teams, Valdosta State 66 total yards, Newberry 44.
Edwards awaits the snap, running back to his left, hands it off straight ahead, and a nice push, but not a whole lot, out just shy of the 35-yard line. Colby Taylor on the stop. It'll be 2nd down 7. They give him 3 on the carry, as they do mark it right out at the 35.
Well, you notice they haven't gotten much on the run. This is a very experienced defensive line for the Wolves.
Edwards again, back to throw, fires up this near side, and what a great hit there by Newberry's Jalen Stratford. I'm not sure that Milosevic would have caught that ball, but he certainly got popped right after the ball got there. So Stratford, I'm going to give him credit for a break up there.
Looks like there was a penalty.
Let's see what the official has to say about this one.
I think he indicated a hold against Valdosta State. So they're going backwards.
Here we go.
Offense, number 58, 10-yard penalty, replay 2nd down.
There you have it. So they'll look at 2nd down from the 25-yard line.
That'll bring up second down and long for the Blazers.
Second and about 17 yards to go now for the Blazers. 4:27 to go. First quarter, Blazers 7, Wolves nothing. And now the contrast between the lighting and the sky is crazy. You're right. Here's a swing pass, and it's going to be caught and out across the 30 near the 33-yard line. Luke Taylor makes the stop on the receiver. That receiver, by the way, coming out of the backfield for the Blazers was Pop McKay. Now, that makes it 3rd and 9 because he had a lot of real estate to make up.
Yeah, still a long opportunity here. Big play for this Newberry defense to try to get a stop.
So 3rd down 9. Here's a play where you don't want to let him get behind you. 4 wide receivers. Edwards back, steps up, fires, incomplete. That pass went between the 2 intended receivers. Good coverage by Keyshawn Glover. He actually had a better beat on that than did the receivers.
Yeah, I think there may have been a bit of a miscommunication there because the receiver just went streaking straight down the sidelines, and he threw right over there where Glover was. I was almost thinking, hey, look, there's some rain falling.
Yep, sure is.
Thought Glover was going to make the interception for a second there. Well, those strange, the lighting, the weather, it's all getting kind of crazy here tonight.
Keith Desasure back for the Wolves to return this punt.
Well, now you got to add in moisture to this game.
Wobbly spiral, Desasure awaits, hauls it in inside the 20, comes back to the near side, cuts back up the middle, and is pulled down after a very short gain. He's going to be out near the 23-yard line, and that's where Ricky Ransom takes him down to the field turf. 1st and 10, though, for the Wolves. Down 7-0 to the Blazers. 3:29 to go here in this first quarter of play. The quote-unquote forecast was a slight 20% chance. I guess this is
we
it.
hit the 20. Yeah, because it's raining. You can see the drops across the field. It is, the strangest look. We've got dark clouds over here, light over here. The sun is shining through, a very orangey sunset. And then in the lights, you see the raindrops coming down. It's unique.
Yeah, we're getting 100% of that 20.
Yeah.
1st and 10 Wolves.
Hey, I was not that good at math. You're confusing me there.
Whiteside, play action fake, rolls toward the left, fires up the field. He's got a man and trying to break away and still pushing. The helmet comes off because they pulled it off. Jeremy Smith on the stop. Now, this is what I don't like about this helmet rule. Not to his problem. The helmet comes off. He's got to go out.
Well, you were talking about getting the college game closer to the pro game. Maybe that's one rule that needs to just go bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, if it comes off and it's not your fault.
If you're like pulling it off, okay, that's
right.
A penalty. Yeah, but it's ripped off. That's not your fault.
1st and 10. Here's the give. Over the right side. Dwayne Wright on the carry. Takes it across the 35 to 37. Larry Elder.
The ball carrier.
There he is. Actually, I take that back. I believe that was Rodney Wright, the second on that carry. Not Dwayne Wright. Gets 3. It'll be 2nd down 7. Wright moves to the left side of Whiteside. Motion by Jackson. Play action. No, they give it off to Wright. He's going to be squashed for a loss. Back at the 36-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 now. Mark Robinson on the stop for the Blazers.
Well, same kind of situation here that the Blazers face in that 3rd and long. Let's see what Newberry decides to do.
4 wide receivers for Isaiah Whiteside, 2 each way. Offense looks to the coaches at the sideline below. Now they set once again. Whiteside back to throw. Being chased. Pivots. Comes near side. Now going to tuck and run. Sidesteps. Gets the 1st down across the 50 to the Valdosta State 47-yard line. Jeremy Smith finally runs him down.
Well, that's what Whiteside, I think, you're already seeing it here in just a couple of drives. He's a guy who can tuck it and run. He's got the moves. He was keeping you honest. He kind of pump faked it, thinking that was a passing down, and then the field cleared out in front of him. He tucked it and ran.
And he takes it all the way to the Blazer 46-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wolves. And now we've got a timeout here, I do believe. Well, that's actually Valdosta State once again taking some time to get off the field, change of defenses, I guess, here. 1:45 to go in the first quarter, 7-0 Blazers. Now here again, Newberry's on the field ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Still plenty of time.
Yeah, 15 seconds left on the play clock. Play action fake, they throw it underneath. That pass is caught. And inside the 40, down near the 37-yard line, Tommy Washington on the catch, Monte Boyd on the stop. Well, there he is, first catch of the year for this guy, who is one of my favorite players here at Newberry. He's had such bad luck as far as injuries have been concerned, but he's such a great player.
He sure is, and he has shown it absolutely. Boy, it's getting, the rain is really coming down now.
Yeah,
that's chasing the crowd now.
Yeah, some of this crowd's going to seek shelter. 2nd and a yard to go. Here's the give to Dwayne Wright. Spins off a tackle, gets to the 30-yard line, and that'll be a first down. Rance Connor on the stop. Dwayne the Train.
Well, he's chugging right along, I tell you.
If that's what you want to call him, that's fine with me.
Let's do it. Now you got to really be careful because the moisture is going to play a part here. I hope it stops and we're clear for the rest of the evening, but you can just see it. It is coming down.
Wide receiver each way, motion by Quanta Jackson. He gets the end around handoff, cuts around the block inside the 25 and out of bounds at the stick across the way. Should be a first down. Rance Connor, cornerback, again on the stop. LaQuante Jackson picks up the 1st and 10, and the Wolves keep the, well, they're going to say he stepped out short. I don't know about that.
It was close.
I thought he went beyond the stick.
He should have kind of dove beyond the pylon over there.
Yeah,
the marker, but it was close.
Yep.
The good news, it's only 2nd and 1. That's the good news.
2nd down, a yard to go. Motion off the right side. Handoff right side, cut back. That should be a first down. As that ball once again goes to Newberry's Traquel Murray. I think I called him somebody else earlier, but it's Murray.
Yeah, well, he saw some good action last year, very effective from his running back position.
Yeah, so Murray takes it for the first down, and that's the end of the first quarter of play with the score, Valdosta State 7, Newberry nothing. Back in a minute.
And now welcome to the field, your Newberry College cheer team and dance team.
Team is, we know what they can do. Wouldn't it be amazing if they can come away with a victory here over a top 10 ranked national team? It would be amazing. Gotta just keep their heads about it. What did you say? Stay focused, right? That's what they got to do.
That's right.
Stay focused on the job at hand.
By the way, halftime tonight, Jason Brink, Edmund Robinson, Hunter Mingel, Carissa Bull, Damone Leapart, and Corey Sewell will be honored as the Hall of Fame inductees from earlier today. Great to see some of those folks.
It is, and I just personally remember Edmund Robinson. His final year, senior year, was 2014, and that was my first year in the booth with you. So I always remember him, was watching him avidly as he played in all those other leagues as well as the NFL.
Good young man. Here's fake to Quanta Jackson, and now Whiteside takes off on the run, and he's going to go for a touchdown. Quanta Jackson on the keeper after faking to, or I should say Whiteside on the keeper after faking to Quante Jackson, and he scampers into the end zone for a 19-yard touchdown.
I'm going to give props to the offensive line. They just absolutely parted the Red Sea right there, and Whiteside not even touched. Nobody got near him.
Isaiah Whiteside, 6'2", 180 junior out of Columbia, transfer in from Norfolk State. Scores the first touchdown of the year for the Wolves.
Just stay with these guys. I mean, look at, we've already seen here. I mean, they're holding their own. This is not any kind of mismatch here. Newberry playing very well. Again, just keep those mistakes down, and they are in this game, and I personally believe they absolutely could win this thing.
Bryce Early for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. Out of the hole to Burt Nettles. So we're tied, 14:54 to go. Early here in the second period. Newberry 7, Valdosta State 7. Back to Setzler Field in just a minute.
31 seconds off the clock. 14:54 remaining, and we're tied at 7. Looking for insight into all things world football? Head over to the Shrine Club every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the Todd Night Coaches Show. If you can't make it to the show, tune in on WKDK AM 1240 or 101.7 FM.
Well, a touchdown run of 19 yards for Isaiah Whiteside. Wolves are on the board, 7-7 the score. Here's the Newberry kickoff now to the Blazers, left to right. No return. That goes out the back of the end zone. Now, first quarter stats.
We do for Valdosta State. 4 first downs, 6 rushes for 27 yards, 3 receptions for 51. And they have a total of 78 yards in that first quarter. For Newberry, 7 first downs, 15 rushes, 91 yards through the air, 3 catches for 30 yards, 19 plays, total offense 121 in that first quarter. So we are absolutely outplaying these guys on the ground game and in the air.
Once again on the Lancero Lounge scoreboard, South Carolina defeating Kentucky earlier today, 31-6. We'll get to some of the other scores as we move through the broadcast. Edwards awaits the snap. Play action fake, throws it out the right side to Hester, and Hester breaks a tackle. Newberry had him right along the line of scrimmage, but he cracks out across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, Kahim Bethea had a great beat on him, hit him hard, but unfortunately just could not wrap him up. Jalen Mitchell ultimately came up to make the stop a few yards downfield.
Nice play for Hester on the run there. He picks up 6. It'll be second down 4. Valdosta State sends trips to the left, the near side, wide side of the formation. They hand it off over the right side, and that's a first down. As that ball goes off to Bob McKay, Joseph Bob McKay. And he takes it for a first down out across the 35 to about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, Luke Taylor made first contact there, a little bit short of the marker, but he was kind of angled toward that sideline, kind of carried him over before Jalen Mitchell runs him out of bounds, but just about a yard beyond the first down marker.
1st and 10 Blazers from their own 38-yard line. 7-7 ball game early on here in this second period. Play action fake. They throw it off on the right side to Bullard, and Bullard is run down at the 42-yard line by the Wolves defensive unit. Great job there by Charles Smith and also Daquan Brunson.
Yeah, and he had a face full of a blocker in front of him, too. Just a great job to kind of shed the blocker, see where that ball and the runner was, and then make contact there and stop it.
Yeah, they give him 5 yards on the play to the 42, so it'll be 2nd down 5 now for the Blazers. Blazers are going to send 2 men to the right, 1 receiver near side left. Ball on the hash mark near side, so the wide side away from the press box here. Edwards awaits the snap, hands it off straight ahead, and across the 45 to the 49. That'll be a 1st down. Joseph Pop McKay on the carry. Jalen Mitchell on the stop.
Yeah, they can kind of do it both ways, can't they? They can run this ball, but they can also pass it, of course.
1st and 10. Blazers at their own 49. 7-7 ball game. 12.5 to go here in the first half. Handoff again, and Newberry drops Pop McKay that time back at the 46-yard line. Here he is, Colby Taylor.
I tell you, I think we're going to hear a lot of the Taylor brothers on defense this year, aren't we?
I just hate there aren't any more.
Yeah, right. It's all of them. Put them all, 11 of them.
As far as I know, there aren't anyway. It'll be 2nd down now, 13 yards to go for the Blazers from their own 46. Trips to the right for the Blazers. Edwards drops to throw. Steps up, fires. That pass is caught. Newberry stops the receiver shy of the 1st down. Kahim Bethea on the stop. That was caught by Noah Gillen, the big tight end, 6'3", 251 out of St. Augustine, Florida. It'll bring up 3rd down now and about 5 yards to go.
Yeah, and that play almost didn't happen. You had Colby Taylor coming in. He was kind of streaking by him. He got a handout, grabbed the jersey, but just couldn't effect the pass enough.
3rd and 5. Edwards retreats over the middle. Pass caught for a 1st down. That one caught by Milasevich. Roach and Brunson converge to make the stop, but the Blazers pick up a 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, they're finding that kind of second level back there beyond the linebackers, having some success here with that. That's why the free safeties, Brunson and, of course, Chucky Roach, strong safety, getting up there making the tackle.
1st down 10, Blazers at their Newberry 37. Play action fake. Edwards, ball knocked out of his hands. Newberry picks it up. It's a free ball. And Newberry will have it at the 25-yard line. Kahim Bethea knocks the ball out and comes up with the recovery.
Well, he recovered.
Will have it.
Yeah, I'm not sure who hit him. Somebody hit him from behind. Bethea was right there. Look what I found. Christmas in September, and off he goes.
1st and 10 Wolves. It's going to be down near the 25-yard line of Valdosta State. Well, there is the first turnover of the ball game. And I was about to say, Coach Knight talking all week about the fact that Valdosta State, they can run the ball, but they rather throw it.
Oh, yeah.
And that time, one of the keys is to get to Edwards, and they did.
Yeah, just a great job. Again, this very experienced defensive line for Newberry. The pocket kind of collapsed to his left, to Edwards' left, and he wasn't looking. He was facing off to the right, and he just got hammered from behind, and they popped that ball out.
Let's see if the Wolves can take advantage here of this play action fake. Whiteside's on a roll and throws it, and it is caught down near the 25-yard line. So just inside the 25, perhaps a very short gain, if any, but at least he didn't get sacked. Jeremy Smith on the coverage.
Yeah, that was Clyburn, the tight end. Smith just trying to push him out there. He just made sure to get the toes inbounds.
We're going to call it a 2-yard gain. It might actually be a little bit short of that, but second down, let's call it 8.
Yeah, it looked longer, but Whiteside, he was kind of retreating behind the line of scrimmage. The pass was a lot longer, but unfortunately it just goes ultimately for 2 yards.
Quez Spells in there now as a running back for the Wolves. And boy, Whiteside faked the Spells, was going to try to pitch it on an end around, and Jeremy Smith came in and hit Whiteside from behind.
Yeah, and that ball popped out too. It was almost an exact repeat of what happened to Valdosta State. But somebody from Newberry was right there to fall on it. They're kind of still fighting for it, but I think Newberry will retain possession.
Still unpiling. It is still Newberry ball.
And let's see here, falling on that for Newberry, that was number 19, Troy Reed, the wide receiver, luckily.
By the way, that is a true example of being hit from the blind side.
Ooh, it sure was.
Whiteside had no idea he was about to go down.
Exactly. That was kind of scary there. I don't know whether somebody missed the blocking assignment or whether they just had one of the safeties over here. That was Jarvis Smith, Actually, he's a star linebacker. Just came in unopposed.
3rd and 14. Whiteside's on the draw. Tries to stiff arm. 25-20 and out of bounds. So it's going to bring up what will be 4th down and 5 yards to go.
Yeah, and you know what? It wouldn't be even that close. Quante Jackson, what a block. He came back, closed off the edge, and allowed his quarterback to get to the outside.
So the ball is going to be marked right near the 20-yard line. It will be 4th down and 5. Coach Knight on the field. He may... He's talking to the white hat here. He's going to take a timeout. So a timeout on the field, 8:52 to go in this first half. Newberry 7, Valdosta State 7. And we're going to take a 30-second break. We'll be right back.
Looks like they're going to kick.
All right, the Wolves have decided to go field goal here. Bryce Early is out. And the ball is right at the 20, so this is going to be spotted at the 27. This will be a 37-yard field goal. Early to hit it out of the hole to Burt Nettles. From the right side hash mark.
37-yard field goal.
And he's a left-footed kicker also.
Yep, that's probably a good angle for him.
Like Nettles.
From the near sideline. The snap is over the head. And Early falls on it near midfield. Wow.
Well, you didn't expect that.
No, you did not.
At least have a shot at kicking it, but that one just sailed way over his head.
I'm not sure who was in there to snap it. I didn't see. Newberry has a couple of long snappers on their roster, but that went right over the head of everybody, including Early. And Early was early to the ball, thank goodness, and covered it up. But Valdosta State's going to end up with excellent field position, 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
Yeah, and the main reason why you wanted to get back there, of course, is you didn't want one of their players to scoop it up and take off with it.
Yep. So a turnover there by the Wolves when they had a chance to take the lead here. Looks like the rain has come to a stop or a halt here. Still very cloudy, though, to the right side of us. 4 down linemen for Newberry. Edwards on the give to Hester. Hester breaks off the right side and is hammered down at the Newberry 45-yard line. So he'll get 7. Daquan Brunson on the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 3 yards to go for the Blazers.
Yeah, Brunson may be leading this defense right now with tackles. We have called his name quite a lot.
Blazers are going to set up with 2 men to the left. Looks like they might have 2 tight ends set up out there on the right side. Here's a handoff, and Newberry is on it pretty good. I'm not sure, though. He may have got enough for the 1st down.
Pass to the ball carrier.
Rodney Wright, I think, was in there. Hester on the carry again. It is enough for the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Well, that's what's momentum, how it can change. Here's Newberry with a chance after a turnover to try to take the ball down, score, and take the lead. And now here's Valdosta State going the other way.
So I guess that's a turnover on downs, I guess, because it wasn't a fumble or anything.
1st and 10, pitch coming near side. Hester breaks one tackle, then tripped up nicely. He went deep in the backfield. That's the good news, and only gets about a yard, if any. Jalen Stratford comes up to make the stop. It's a really good defense there by the Wolves. No gain, 2nd and 10. Hester had some pressure coming toward him. He sidestepped that, but Stratford was there to put a stop on him for no gain.
Yeah, he's pretty hard to pin down, isn't he? He's kind of dancing around through the line, left, moves right, moves left again. It's very hard to bring him down.
Hester out of Ashland, Kentucky. Edwards with Hester to his left. Edwards back to throw. Steps up, fires over the middle. That pass is going to be caught. And it'll be down to the 30-yard line. That's good for a first down. Luke Taylor on the stop. Well, they like to go long, but in Newberry's situation where you don't want to get burnt deep, they're going short on a couple of passes.
And we've already spoken about that. They have had success more than any other place on the field. It's that little kind of short pass over the middle, just beyond the linebackers. They have had success there passing tonight.
1st and 10, Blazers at the Newberry 30-yard line. Fake, Edwards keeps, Edwards breaks. Edwards is going to score a touchdown. Sammy Edwards, I'm sorry.
Well, it is kind of like a 007 or whatever Blake Edwards does.
Sammy Edwards on the fake, kept it himself, and just broke into the secondary off the left side. And that's another thing he brings to the table. He can throw it, but he can also run it, and there he showed it.
Absolutely. He scored a lot of rushing touchdowns as well.
Well, last week he threw for, 4 and ran for 1? Or threw for 3 and ran for 1?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Extra point try coming up now from Austin McKay. Kick is up, and it is good. 6:09 to go in the first half. Valdosta State 14, Newberry 7, and we're back in just a minute.
Fans, it's cookie time. Get on your feet for a sweet treat brought to you by Layla's Place. If you want something sweet, make some noise. There we go. Alumni-owned Layla's Place serves lunchboxes, cookies, and other baked goods. Stop by 1300 Main Street and check them out. For Barn Nutrition, Bar Plus Hangout is a proud partner of Newberry Athletics. Stop by and enjoy their healthy gourmet shakes and snacks with energizing teas. Check out Newberry's social media as the Barn sponsors the Big Energy Award given by sports performance staff. Newberry fans, you're encouraged to remain in your seats during halftime tonight to enjoy the Scarlet Spirit.
Well, Valdosta State scores again, and they lead 14-7 here over the Wolves.
Of some of the great rock bands of the 70s and 80s.
And Sammy Edwards, the quarterback, on that touchdown run. So as I said before, Newberry with a chance to take the lead, coughed it up if you will, and Valdosta State takes advantage. Lancero Lounge scoreboard.
Earlier today, Anderson defeating St. Andrews 51-14. LR over Bowie State 32-19. UVA Wise trailing East Tennessee State 48-0. And Davidson leading Catawba 21-7.
All right, here's the Valdosta State kickoff now to Newberry. Jackson looks to haul it in. He does so just inside the 5. Quanta 15. Still on his feet. Pushes out across the 25. And how in the world he was able to do that, I don't know, because he was surrounded by Blazers.
He was, and it was amazing he even got that far. What a great block. One of the Newberry players put a great block, made sure it was legal, to just spring him from back there deep. He fielded it at the 4, so he gets all the way out to the 25, as you mentioned. Nice job.
So Newberry will start 1st and 10. They're actually going to spot this at the 27.
Yeah, see, they're kind of late, and that play clock's running down.
Yeah, play clock down to 14 before the Blazers even come onto the field.
Yeah, look, they're just getting set, and it's already at 10.
Yeah, that's
not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. Whiteside's back to throw. Steps up, now going to run. Jukes, 30. And out of bounds at the 35. And boy, one of the Newberry Wolves just cleaned the clock of one of the Blazers. They're going to throw a flag there.
And I don't see why, because his head was in front of him. It was not a blindside hit. Unless they're going to say it was just kind of a blindside. Even if it was a kind of a, his head was in front, but he wasn't looking, sometimes they will flag you for that.
You may have heard the crowd go, woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Even though the head was in front, but he wasn't looking, and they're going to call you on that one.
Well, there's another big penalty. Wolves are going to have the ball up near the 34-yard line, and now they're going to be pushed back.
I believe that was Washington, too. So you said he played the hammer down on that guy. Went flying. Trust me, Washington hit him good, but
well,
unfortunately,
you got Keyshawn Glover, who's also wears number 8. So it's probably Keyshawn if I had to guess.
Yeah,
well,
we're on offense.
Yeah,
we're on offense.
Right.
So
You're right.
It should be Washington.
Washington up the field. You're exactly right.
Yeah. Made the hit on him, but unfortunately flagged him there. Kind of surprised that he got the flag, but.
So now let's see what they say here. It's going to be 1st down, and it'll be close to 20 yards. Actually 19, I guess, to go here. So the Wolves in a hole, down 14-7. 5:51 to go in the first half. Now the official, the white hat, calls a timeout. I think the downs marker is wrong across the way.
Yeah, they have 1st down on the board, but
Yep.
2nd down over on the marker.
It is the first game of the year, and we all
the
are
officials
rusty.
too, yeah.
We're rusty.
Us too. Although we've already been going. We've already had 3 high school games.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I've already been doing this for months.
I've been sitting in my easy chair during the high school
You've
games.
been listening.
Listening to you.
Newberry 2-1, off to a pretty good start.
All right, 1st and 19. Motion off the left side. Washington back to throw. Fires over the middle. That ball is tipped up in the air. Intended receiver was Luke Clyburn IV, the tight end out of Camden, and he was open in the seam over the middle, but the ball got tipped. Looked like Caden Campoletti was the man who
Got the
who
hand up.
tipped it away. 2nd and 19.
Yeah, he had him cleared too. That was going to be a great pass and catch if he could haul it in right in the middle of the field, but Campoletti just got the hand up and broke it up.
Hand off over the left side. Here goes the train off the left side. He breaks across the 30, tries to spin off a tackle. Going to get it back a yard shy of the original 1st down stick. So it'll bring up now 11 yards to go. And Coach Knight and his coaches are livid down below talking to one of the officials. Apparently they saw something they didn't like.
It may have been something kind of late there. Damari Joyner and somebody were mixing it up, and it kind of maybe one of the Valdosta players did something to him that I think the coaching staff did not like. Juwan Moy down there trying to get everybody pushed back.
Yeah, he was the pushback guy or the holdback guy. 3rd and 10 now for the Wolves. The ball up near what was the original line of scrimmage, the 27. Whiteside back to throw, throws it out underneath to right. He's going to be pulled down at the sticks. Right at the 1st down, it'll be 4th and 10. Newberry will have to punt it away.
Well, I tell you, Juwan Moy, there was a guy who could play. I remember last couple of years, he's now one of the coaches. He could play. He could bring it.
What a good guy.
Yep.
We used to call him, Coach Knight called him the old man because he was older than
that's
everybody
right.
else. Yep. Yeah. But
I remember, you sometimes look at these guys and these big, tough guys, and I remember I sat down here with him, and I remember Dre Harris also was coming back, and they were absolutely the nicest guys you would ever want to meet. It's amazing. They're really great guys.
So lucky to have both of them on the staff. High snap. Newberry gets it away. End over end kick is going to hit and take a Newberry roll, and it rolls inside the 35. They're going to say, did it go out of bounds before it got there? That's the question.
And that's when the Blazers
I
will take over first
don't
down and
think
10.
it did.
That was kind of strange because it hit down, rolled about another 10 yards, and then sat there, and nobody went to get the ball.
They're going to mark it at the 50.
I think that's what happened. It hit right over there on the sideline, I think.
Yeah, it hit on the 50 across the way and then kind of bounced back in bounds. And
Yeah, beyond the 40.
we were blocked out, couldn't see where it hit the first time. Well, here comes Valdosta State back on the field once again, leading 14-7, 3:54 to go first half, and this is an understatement, but you don't want to give up anything here.
Absolutely. This is a key defensive stand here in the possession for the Blazers. Only 4 minutes to go, and boy, you do not want to go down 2 touchdowns here.
Play action fake, they fire it, it is incomplete,
Everton's
and
pass
boy,
incomplete.
Newberry's Colby Taylor just drilled the quarterback right as that ball flew. And that might be why it was a little bit off the mark.
I think so. He had a face full of that new uniform coming right at him, and the pass was really low. Just not a chance for him to scoop it up off the
Second and
shoes.
10 from the 50 for the Blazers. Tell you, you look at two guys without their football uniforms on, the two
Yeah.
Taylors, and you say, well, nice looking fellas,
Yeah.
and they are, but they can play some football.
Oh, boy, yeah.
You don't want to tangle with them. Here's a pitch out left side, couple of good blocks, but Newberry runs it out of bounds. On the carry that time for Valdosta State was Rodney Bullard, the wide receiver, coming near side. Kahim Buffet runs him out. It'll be third down and 8 yards to go. Really good play. And quite frankly, Valdosta State was a little bit lucky to get that much.
Well, another third and long. You know, Newberry, they've been doing a pretty good job of this. They're keeping him at second and long, third and long, making this Blazer offense have to earn that first down.
Third down, 8 yards to go. Edwards retreats to throw. Fires up the right side. It is caught. And that is a first down. Just a little curl out there. And that pass goes into the arms of Rodney Bullard, who went right down on the field turf to pick it up. Chucky Roach on the coverage.
Yeah, not much you could do. I mean, it was not a good pass. Like you said, he just basically went down, cradled it, make sure he got the arms underneath it, and was able to convert.
So they mark it at the Newberry 37-yard line, first down and 10. Blazers up 14-7 with 2:38 to go in the half. Play action fake over the middle, nobody home. Pass intended for Bullard again.
Yeah, double coverage down there. Mitchell and Glover, he wasn't going to get that ball past them.
Second and 10. Clock stops with 2:30 to go. Edwards to get the snap. 3 men to the left. Hands it off to Pop McKay. He's going to be stopped at the 34-yard line. Kahim Buffet right in there again, one of the linebackers. It'll be third down now for the Blazers. Third and about 6.
I'll tell you, Buffet didn't get the start tonight, but he is making the most of his opportunity. He is getting in there, making some good stops, plugging the holes, and he almost had the scoop and score. He scooped it, didn't score, unfortunately, but
Actually going to be third down 7, and here we are at this new 2-minute warning, I think. Actually, it's 2:01 warning if you want to be exact.
Okay, you're right. And again, third and long, see?
Yep.
Doing a good job.
So we'll take a 30-second break and be right back to Setzer Field here on the Newberry campus.
Fans, at this time, we ask that you please turn your attention to the Founders Federal Credit Union Suites and give a warm welcome to the Newberry College Hall of Famers who have joined us tonight. Welcome back home.
Back again here at Setzer Field. 2 minutes to go here in this first half, and we're at the new 2-minute warning. And as we mentioned earlier, South Carolina handling Kentucky today, 31-6 on the road. What a turnaround in a week. And Al gave you some of those scores from earlier. We'll check the scoreboard during our halftime show here in just a little bit. All right, here come the Blazers.
Warriors fans, don't rest now. It's a defensive
Third down, 7 yards to go for the Blazers. Ball at the Newberry 34-yard line. So a very big play coming up here defensively for the Wolves. Edwards back to throw, being chased. Now rolls toward the near side, going to try to pump and run. Gets away from a couple of tacklers, and he is going to go for a first down. My goodness. Newberry had him dead to right a couple of times, but he wiggles away.
Yeah, Chucky Roach was coming in like a freight train on him, and he just was able to sidestep there, cross the field, going to the opposite side, and was able to elude everybody just enough. Wow.
Out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Good enough for the 1st and 10. 1:48 to go before the break. Handoff. And boy, once again, Edwards takes a pop, and there's a flag down along the line of scrimmage. I don't know that that's the flag that was thrown, because the white hat was right there.
Well, that came out right at the snap, very early in the play.
Yeah, somebody either went in motion too soon, or there was an offside penalty. We'll see.
Came in from the side judge over here.
Yep. Boy, Edwards got hit again.
Oh, he's down.
He's back up.
There's a helmet down on the ground over there. Is it somebody else?
Must be, because he's still walking around out there.
Oh, it's a Newberry player, excuse me.
During the play, sideline warning. Newberry sideline. That is a sideline warning.
You gotta be kidding me.
See,
somebody's
tending.
down across the way. You're right. Coach Knight has gone to check that out. So I can't tell who that is. He's sitting up.
Yeah, that's why his helmet is off, sitting up.
Coach Knight across the way, down to a knee, checking on his player. Trainers are going out. And I'm not sure about what this is going to be, but I don't like it when they bring out those cases that have the they're bringing out the cart. So not a good sign here. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a minute. Uh-oh.
They're bringing a stretcher?
Yep.
From the ambulance?
Well, we're back here at Setzer Field, and the bad news is that they brought the cart out, and then one of the trainers went running toward the ambulance, and they're bringing a stretcher from the ambulance onto the field here. So this is some kind of a, as I said, when they bring that case out, it usually has those splints or those.
They're bringing the ambulance, actually.
They're bringing the whole ambulance. They are.
Oh, boy. Could be a leg, because he was sitting up.
Leg or ankle.
Yep.
Not sure which.
And serious
I
enough
think they
to
just backed the ambulance up closer so they could. I don't think they're going to. Let's hope they're not.
Yeah, they just kind of moved it back a few feet.
Yeah, get it closer to the field, I think. I don't know yet who this is.
No, we can't see the number.
So let's take another break. We'll be back to Setzer Field, hopefully with more information in just a minute. David Scarzelli. Back here at Setzer Field, we still have this timeout for the injury. Some of the ambulance attendants are coming to the field now, and we still have not been able to identify who this player is. But obviously, he's going to be taken, I assume, for x-rays or something like that. But let's take another 1-minute break. We'll try to find out and be back in just a minute. Well, we still don't know who the injured player is. We're not going to speculate, but we're going to try to find out. We've got somebody working on it for us. Brett is checking on that for us here at this time. But right now, Al, the trainers, the ambulance attendants, Coach Knight's still out there surrounding this player. And as I said, he was sitting up, I believe.
Yeah,
that's the good news.
He's kind of lying down again, though. It looks like they are tending to somewhere low on the leg.
Valdosta State coach is out with his arm around Coach Knight. And
yeah, now even a couple of the players coming over to check on him. Nice gesture there.
Edwards over there, the quarterback. Also Rodney Bullard came over. And you could hear the crowd's appreciation for that. Both teams are on their knees, both across the way and here on the near side.
Yeah, and times like this, obviously, that's the end of us against you and all of this kind of stuff. It's player safety first and foremost. They're all out here giving their all. They know what it's all about. They can go out there at any play. They can be injured, and so it's the risk you take. But everybody knows about that, but nice move there by the Valdosta State players.
Coach Foster out there as well, if lending any assistance from the EMS folks he can. And again, I'm assuming whatever this is, be it a knee, be it a leg, be it an ankle, they're trying to make sure that they get that secured.
Yep.
And that's probably what's taken so long here. So we're going to take another 1-minute break, and we'll be right back. They got another ambulance coming.
Over there, yeah. Maybe that's why they moved the other one back a little to get it in there.
Jalen Mitchell.
Oh, okay, number 7. Oh, man.
Should we say that?
If that's confirmed.
I think he said.
Is that confirmed? No, he's up on the stretcher.
Jalen Mitchell is the injured player. That was just confirmed for us just as we came back. So Jalen Mitchell, one of the linebackers, injured on the play. He is a graduate student out of Jacksonville, Florida, transferred in here from Albany State University.
Yeah, the school that Valdosta State just defeated last week.
Yeah, and
he had made some good plays right here in the first half also.
Absolutely.
So you, boy, hate to see him kind of missing for the rest of
They
this
actually
game.
have brought another ambulance onto the scene. I think they're going to use that one to take Jalen, I guess, to the hospital, and the other ambulance will remain here. All right, here we go. Second down for the Blazers. Ball down at the 25-yard line. It's second and about 5 yards to go. Clock is running with a minute and a half to go here in this first half. Blazers up 14-7. Edwards on a handoff and coming left and not going anywhere is the Blazer running back. Chucky Roach in there like a cat. And he took down the Blazer runner on that play. That was once again Pop McKay, and Pop got popped.
Yeah, and his helmet popped off, and sure enough, he has to come out.
So that's a loss of 5. It'll be now back to a 10-yard to go situation here on third down.
Yeah, once again, third and long.
This Newberry defense is obviously pumped up after one of their players has obviously been taken off on a stretcher. But a lot of sportsmanship between the players and the coaches during that timeout. Blazers put trips to the right, one man to the left, so they've got 4 wide receivers out there. McKay, once again, is the running back to the left of Edwards. Third down 10, 1:17 to go before the half. Blazers 14, Newberry 7. Blazers, though, down to the 25-yard line. Now Coach Knight talking to one of the officials again. I'm not sure. Did the play clock not set?
A helmet came off the Newberry player, which stopped the clock. Under 2 minutes, there was a 10-second subtraction. Please reset the game clock to 1:07. 1:07, it will start on my ready.
Well, there you have it. Another one of the new rules.
Well, so you get doubly penalized.
Yeah, you
Chucky
come
has
off.
to come off, and then we lose 10 seconds of clock. I mean,
Right.
wow.
So again, 4 wide receivers, third and 10 from the 25. This is that situation you don't want to let anybody get behind you. Edwards awaits the snap. McKay to his left. Edwards back to throw. Here come the Wolves. He breaks away, takes off on the run, and is going to dive for a first down. Boy, he did it to us again. Luke Taylor on the stop.
Yeah.
Newberry had pressure on him. He darts away and picks up the first and 10.
Exactly the other way. That pocket collapsed on him. Thought they had him surrounded, but he just squirts out the other side and takes off and gets the first down.
Second time tonight that has happened.
And to scramble for a first down to boot, not just to get away and keep the play alive, but to move the chains again.
42 seconds remaining. We've got a timeout here on the field. We'll hold it right here. Well, the ball game, Blazers scored first, made it 7-0. Newberry tied it up. And then it looked like a couple of times the Wolves were going to go and take the lead, but they lost the ball. Blazers marched down, got a score, and they lead at 14-7 and threatening yet again.
Yeah, I just kind of wish they would have had the opportunity maybe to hit the field goal. They would have been up 10-7, maybe now 14-10, who knows, a lot closer. One thing you really don't want is for the Blazers to punch it in here and try to take a 21-7 halftime lead.
Bryce Early has the leg to hit one. It was going to be a 37-yarder, but the snap went over the head of not only the holder, but over the head of Bryce Early, who had to recover it back at the 50-yard line. Blazers ended up going in to score after that.
Just goes to show you, you said it was the 27 where he was set up to kick. And that ball ended up at the 48 or 49, I
right
believe.
At the 50,
so,
right?
Yeah, right at the 50. So that's how that snap just sailed.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Blazers. 2 receivers stacked to the left, 2 stacked to the right on this set. Edwards back to throw, fires it incomplete, trying to hit McKay on a little wheel route out of the backfield.
Yeah, Edwards is probably saying my bad on that one, because he pretty much had him clear over there and just kind of pulled that ball a little bit too far, led him too much, and incomplete.
So it'll be 2nd down 10, 38 seconds to go. I think right here, obviously, again, an understatement. You want to try to hold them to 3.
At least. Or should I say at most?
Edwards back to throw, fires, and it is caught inside the 5, down at the 2-yard line. Charles Smith on the tackle of Bullard. We talked about Edwards and Bullard a bunch in the pregame show. Those are the 2 main guys that like to hook up, and then, of course, early on defense. Timeout here, 27 seconds to play. It's going to be 3rd down, actually a yard to go, but the ball is down at the 3. So the injured player, unfortunately for Newberry, was Jalen Mitchell, an outside linebacker. And you really hate to see that kind of an injury. Don't know if it's an ankle or a leg, but Jalen now being transported to the hospital. 27 ticks left on the clock here before the break. 14-7, Valdosta State. And both teams now returning to the field after the timeout. 3rd and a yard to go for a 1st down. 3rd and 3 yards to go for a touchdown. Stevens in place of the young man who was just injured at linebacker, Al pointing out. Low snap, flags down. That was a direct snap, I think, to Blake Hester. Hester in there.
You're right.
Hester, the graduate student out of Ashland, Kentucky, 2nd on the depth chart. Jadon Henry was listed as the starter. We've seen a lot of Hester, but lately a lot of Pop McKay. This is against the Blazers for a false start.
Yeah, some kind of wildcat formation, direct snap, like you said, to Hester. Didn't work.
Push the ball back. Sometimes I'm not so sure that's a good thing in this situation.
Yeah, you got a little more room in the box to work with.
Exactly. 3rd down, 6. Ball at the 8. So 3rd and 8 for a touchdown. 3rd and 6 for a 1st down for the Blazers. Back in there now is Edwards. Edwards, the quarterback, has returned. Puts a man in motion. Drops back to throw. Fires over the middle. Out the left side. That pass is caught. Newberry drops him at the 10-yard line. So a loss in the play. Daquan Brunson on the stop along with Keelan Roach. Boy, Keelan Roach has been all over the place.
He has. He absolutely has. And Brunson, too. We probably called his name probably more than anybody else here tonight on this defensive unit. Now let's see if they're going to try to kick a field goal here with 3 seconds to go.
4th down. The field goal kicker has come out. Or at least is warming up on the sideline.
Well, you kind of call it, right? Just at the very least, come away with a little bit of a moral victory. Give up maybe a field goal. It's still only 17-7. Not bad.
How about a block?
Yeah, scoop and score even.
But, you know, here's this 2-minute warning deal, and we've had like 3 timeouts since then, so the game is being elongated.
Well, on the injury, too. I mean, that was a little bit of a unique situation, obviously.
That too.
One of the longer kind of injury timeouts that we've seen in recent memory.
3 seconds to go in the half, and obviously the Blazers are going to try a field goal here. And their field goal kicker is Ethan Edens, a sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida. Actually, it's going to be Austin McKay, beg your pardon. McKay, by the way, is a senior out of Aiken, South Carolina, playing down at Valdosta State. So it's McKay that is going to try what will be a 27-yard field goal from the near side hash mark. The mark will be the 17. Right to left. Try to make it 17-7. Snap back. McKay's kick is up, and it is good. So the field goal is hit by Valdosta State as we've come to the end of the first half. Well, a bit of a moral victory there, quite frankly, by the Wolves defense. 17-7 Blazers at halftime, and we'll return to Setzer Field with our halftime show in 2 minutes. I'm good.
Hey, Danny. How you doing? Long time no see. Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Let's put it
I'm
down
going to
here.
take the tea and take my
The tea. All right.
I don't believe I can eat anything right now.
Today. I'm going to put that down. Okay. Let's see
What
it
is it?
I don't know. Let's take a look. It's a heavy thing.
Let me just straw.
Oh.
Just leave mine in the bag.
Okay. Let's just see what we got. Bread.
Barbecue.
Hmm.
Please welcome the Scarlet Spirit Marching Band to the field. This year's Scarlet Spirit, with a record 105 members strong, is the largest marching band Newberry College has ever put into the field.
Welcome back to the broadcast booth on Newberry College Football, presented by Founders Federal Credit Union. It is 17-7 here at halftime. The Wolves holding the Blazers to a field goal when it very easily could have been another touchdown. So instead of being 21-7, it is 17-7. Let's get to the scoring summary. 7:07 to go in the first quarter. It was 3rd and 5, and Sammy Edwards passes for 35 yards for the touchdown. That made it 6-0. Austin McKay comes on to kick the extra point. 7-0 Valdosta State. 7:07 to go in the first quarter. Second quarter, 14 minutes, 54 seconds remaining before halftime. Isaiah Whitesides rushes for 19 yards for the touchdown. That made it 7-6. Bryce early on for the extra point. We're tied at 7 apiece. 6 minutes to go before halftime. Edwards rushes left, breaks away from the Newberry defense, goes 30 yards to the touchdown. The extra point by Austin McKay, good. 14-7. Valdosta State. And then the field goal, of course, right at the end of regulation here at halftime. Austin McKay with a field goal, good, and that makes it 17-7, and that's where we are here at halftime.
Yeah, I think overall pretty good. I mean, it's not like Valdosta State really outplayed us. You look at some of the miscues, actually, where Newberry had. I mean, they did a great job. They got a turnover. They got down there, and then, of course, they kind of shot themselves in the foot with the inability to convert the 3 points at the very least. And then, of course, you had on that first scoring drive, for example, of the Blazers, you had the 3rd and long and the DPI, the defensive pass interference that gave them a new set of downs. They continued on and ended up scoring their first touchdown. So it's really not so much Valdosta State beating us. We're kind of beating ourselves a little bit with some of these penalties, and that's kind of usual. Remember, they're already in game 2. We're just in game 1.
Absolutely correct. And, some of the biggest improvement that a team makes is between game 1 and game 2. But, boy, you sure would like to come out of here with a victory over the number 5 team in the country. That's still certainly possible.
Oh, absolutely. Just also remember one thing, Valdosta State deferred off of the coin toss, so they will be getting that ball first.
Indeed they will. All right, let's take a look at some of those halftime stats.
All right, for Valdosta State, 13 first downs on the ground, 19 rushes for exactly 100 yards. That's an average of 5.3 per carry. Through the air, Edwards is 10 of 16 for 97 yards. It's an average of just shy of 10 yards per pass. They've run 35 offensive plays in the first half for a total of 197 yards. For Newberry, 7 first downs, 21 rushes, 129 yards on the ground. Through the air, Whiteside only 4 of 6 for 28 yards. So Newberry really keeping the ball on the ground. Newberry's has run 27 plays, a total of 157 yards there. Both teams have had 2 fumbles and have lost 1 of them. Valdosta State penalties, 2 for 15. Newberry 4 for 38. Time of possession, the Blazers 15-16. Newberry 14-44. So that was pretty even Stevens right there. And then, of course, our favorite little stat, 3rd down efficiency. Valdosta, oh, look at this one. Hey, look at this. Newberry 1 of 5. Valdosta State 6 of 7. There you go.
Yeah, and 1 of 5 plus the penalties and the miscue. That really makes a difference.
And on some of those 3rd down, let's just not, put it kind of past them. But Valdosta State, let's face it, they kind of earned it. They had some 3rd and longs, and, Edwards getting away. I mean, it's not that the defense was slacking or anything, but he just, is he covered in oil or something? He kept squeaking out of there and turning those 3rd downs.
Yeah, he throws well, but he looks a little bit like Fran Tarkenton when he's running.
He can run, scrambler.
Younger folks, he could scramble pretty good.
Yep.
All right, so those are your halftime stats. Let's go ahead and take a look, too, while we have a minute at the Lancero Lounge scoreboard. We mentioned South Carolina with a 31-6 road victory over Kentucky earlier today. Under 8 minutes to go, first quarter, Clemson leading App State 14-0 up at Death Valley. Alabama leading South Florida 14-6 in the second period. Missouri over Buffalo 24-0. That's at halftime. Illinois leading Kansas 13-10 into the second. Ohio State in front of Western Michigan 21-0 early in the second period. Also second period, Tennessee 7, North Carolina State nothing. You're looking at number 14 versus number 24. They're playing in that Dukes Mayo Kickoff Classic up in Charlotte. That's a pretty good matchup right there. We'll keep an eye on that. Right now, Tennessee out to a 7-0 lead. LSU leading Nichols, you would certainly think so, 16-7. That's second period. Oklahoma leading Houston in the first period, 7-3. We mentioned Clemson leading App State. That score right now, as I just mentioned, is 21-0. So that has been updated since we gave you that a little bit earlier. So those are games in progress, and Al has a look at some of the SAC scores.
That's right. Starting back on Thursday, West Virginia State defeating Barton 27-24. Limestone all over West Liberty 48-13. Then today we've got several games, a couple final. Anderson defeating St. Andrews 51-14. Lenore-Rhine 32-19 over Bowie State. And then underway right now, East Tennessee State all over UVA-Wise 48-0. Davidson leading Catawba 21-7. And West Alabama 14-6 over Tusculum at the half.
All right, back to the Division I scores that are now final. Georgia 48, Tennessee Tech 3. Texas goes to the Big House and takes down the Wolverines 31-12. Northern Illinois defeated Notre Dame 16-14. Ole Miss leading Middle Tennessee. Actually, they won that game 52-3. Penn State 34, Bowling Green 27. Utah 23, Baylor 12. That's also a final. 2 overtimes. Listen to this one. Oklahoma State beats Arkansas 39-31. in double OT. Also a final, Kansas State over Tulane, 34-27. Iowa State over Iowa, 20-19. That is a final. Louisville 49, Jacksonville State 14. And, of course, the Syracuse-Georgia Tech score, Syracuse beating Tech 31-28.
Well, Leonard's losers, he's winning. Opposite. There's some games in there that he kind of got him wrong there.
Yeah, sometimes the old smart pill machine does pretty well.
That's right. Well, last week he said it was 25-3, so we got to go to the bank.
Yeah.
Let's go to the lottery.
Yeah, he might go 3-25 this
yeah,
week.
this week.
Anyway, tune in for that on WKDK AM 1240, 101.7 FM, WKDK.com. Friday afternoons at 5:15, Saturday mornings at 10:15. All right, halftime here. It is the Blazers of Valdosta State leading Newberry 17-7, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance at tonight's game, and we hope you enjoyed our band's halftime performance. The Scarlet Spirit Marching Band members and our staff wish to thank Dr. and Mrs. Benny and Betty Ferguson for the gift of our own Scarlet Spirit golf cart to assist our students in band program. Dr. Ferguson is a 1970s graduate of Newberry College, and he and Mrs. Ferguson are huge supporters of the marching band and Department of Music. Your wonderful gift will be greatly appreciated for many years to come. The Scarlet Spirit is under the direction of Mr. David Santiago, Director of Athletic Band, and Dr. Corey Hyde, Director of Professional Studies at Newberry College. Color guard captains are Alexis Livingston, Tristan Sundell, and Zenobia Miller. Well, ladies and gentlemen, earlier today, the Newberry College Letterman's Club held its annual...
Welcome back once again to Setzer Field. Great performance by the Scarlet Spirit. David Santiago and his group do such a great job. Kudos to them. I was here this afternoon when they were warming up before everybody got here, and they just do a tremendous job. Right now, the 2024 Hall of Fame inductees from earlier this afternoon are being introduced here. Right now, Edmund Robinson being introduced. Really good young man, and had about a, 5 or 6 year career in the NFL, I think it was. Was drafted by the Vikings and moved around a few times, but what a player he was here at Newberry.
Yeah, he was. I remember watching him there, of course, and then he kind of started playing in some of these other leagues. I remember he was in the Alliance, he was in the XFL, he was in some of these, doing a pretty good job, too.
Also being recognized right now, Carissa Bull. She was a softball and volleyball player, two-sport athlete. A lot of her prowess came on that softball field, though. She was known for stealing bases and getting around the bases from the batter's box as well.
Yeah, in the record books.
Yes, sir, indeed. So not here today, but being inducted earlier, Jason Brink, former women's basketball coach. He's on a mission trip. I can't remember. I think it might be down in South America. I'm not sure, but... congratulations to Jason. Hunter Mingel from men's golf down there with his kiddos. And also right now, Corey Sewell being introduced. Corey, of course, a football player. He was one of the guys who was on the team when we broke the losing streak in the South Atlantic Conference. I think that was in 05, and the students tore down the goalpost. And happened to be standing next to someone who said, "Oh my goodness!" And somebody said, "Don't worry, we'll put it back up." So big deal there. And also being recognized, of course, here today, Damone Leapart. Damone has been part of the Newberry family, if you will, since he played here in the 70s. One of the state's premier athletic trainers. But he not only excelled on the football field, but also in the classroom.
Yeah, and you find that a lot, right? They're not just athletes. They make a difference in the community and the school as well.
They really do. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, I think the bio for the induction ceremony said that he was the 7th state athletic trainer ever. You know, back in the day, they just didn't have those.
Yeah.
So they're so important and do such great work. So again, congratulations to Jason Brink, Edmund Robinson, Hunter Mingell, Carissa Bull, Damone Leapart, and Corey Sewell. Corey has quite a following here tonight back on the tailgate side of things. So he brought some folks with him. Biggest crowd I think I've seen in a long time at the Hall of Fame ceremony earlier today. Matter of fact, somebody said that Edmund Robinson was responsible for having half of Charleston up here.
I don't doubt it.
So congratulations to all those student athletes and perhaps even more important, graduates of Newberry College. All right, 17-7, the Blazers of Valdosta State with that 10-point lead over the Wolves, and the Blazers do get the ball to start the second half. We'll take another 2-minute break, and we'll be right back.
Great engineered and impressive bounce back to put the Newberry women's basketball program on the map. His team had a historic 4-year stretch that saw the program post a combined record of 78-43 with 3 NCAA tournament appearances, 2 conference tournament championships, and a winning percentage of nearly 65%. Brink also took 3 straight All-Stat selections, 2 SAC tournament MVPs, and 3 Newberry College Hall of Fame inductees. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the 2024 induction class of the Newberry College Athletic Hall of Fame. Fans, the South Carolina Election Commission has partnered with the Wolves to remind you to cast your vote this fall. Head to scvotes.gov to learn about deadlines for voter registration, get a sample ballot, and find out where to vote.
Well, both teams have now returned to the field here to warm up for the second half. About 3 minutes before we get to the start of the second half. First half took a little longer than it would have. Jalen Mitchell, one of the outside linebackers for Newberry, injured late in the first half and was taken by stretcher. I don't know if it was a leg or an ankle. We'll not sure about that, but our thoughts and prayers go to him as they took him, I guess, for x-rays and what have you. As I said, when it happened, when you see those trainers go out with the airbags and that kind of thing, that's kind of the scary thing. Well, Newberry has 7 home games this year. That's the good news. And these first 2 games, there are no patsies. This is the number 5 team in the country, is Valdosta State. And lest we forget, the defending NAIA national champions from Kaiser down in Florida come to Setzer Field next week. And by the way, they beat North Greenville on Thursday.
Yeah, and so like we'd said, we had known about that early on when the schedule came out, and Coach Knight was saying we're gonna get out there and play with some of the big dogs around down here in the Southeast. So we'll see. We're hanging in pretty good here. Should have been a little bit closer, but let's see if they can have a cohesive second half. And once again, just keep the penalties to a minimum. That is key.
By the way, the crowd here tonight was fantastic. I think some of the folks did run for a retreat when the rain came, so we lost a few on this side, but over there at the field house where a lot of Newberry fans also sit, so it's full over there and was pretty close to full over here, but I think some of the folks were chased out from the rain. Maybe they're listening to us. Hello, you can come back. It's not raining.
Yep, come on back. Going to be a good second half here. And I remember when I was talking to Dr. Sharons recently, he was saying that he doesn't like the home visitor side thing. He says he wants both sides to be the home side, and we pretty much do make it that. A lot of red, or should I say scarlet, over there on the other side, too.
Absolutely. All right, 17-7, Blazers over the Wolves here at halftime. Back in a minute. We'll get the second half started.
Okay, so I'll keep defense. Tangent.
This will get a little airflow going before we start.
The winning number for 50-50 raffle. We're going to start the raffle tickets in the Calvin.
Second half about to get underway here at Setzer Field. Jimmy Coggins, Al Della Chica, Marshall Matty in the booth, Paige Turner back at studio control, keeping us on the air and online as well with the video presentation. And for you folks who might be Blazer fans listening in, glad to have you along with us as well. 16 years ago, Coach Knight won his first ever game as a head coach at Titletown.
That's pretty cool.
So here we go. Blazers are out. Of course, they will receive. They won the toss of the coin and deferred to the second half. And that ended up being the smart thing because they scored first. Newberry then tied the score. They were able to make it 14-7 and then got the field goal at the end of the first half to make it 17-7. And now they'll have a chance to extend that on this possession unless Newberry's defense can rise to the occasion and put a stop on them.
Yeah, that's what they really need now. They don't want to fall behind anymore, that's for sure. Got to come out and get the stop. But you just have to start wondering, too. Now, the time of possession was pretty even, but you just got to wonder, as of late at least, that defense was out there for quite a while.
Bryce Early to boot away. We haven't had a kickoff return tonight by either team. This is a floater, and it is going to be taken and dropped at the 9-yard line, and Newberry's down the field, and they're going to put a, well, I say they're going to put a stop. They finally do run the guy out of bounds shy of the 20, so good coverage by the Wolves. That floater pays off. Bryce Foster down to make the stop. And so the Blazers are going to start just shy of their own 20. So good kick coverage there.
Yeah, special teams.
Yeah, that dead duck floater is kind of hard to catch.
It was a line drive kind of thing, just spinning sideways, if at all, for the most part. Kind of like an old knuckleball, right? Didn't have any spin on it.
Exactly. All right, let's see if the Newberry defense now can put a stop on the Blazers. Here comes Sammy Edwards, Rodney Bullard out there. They're the dangerous duo that we've talked about a couple of times. First and 10. Edwards on the inside gives, straight ahead, out across the 20 to the 23-yard line. About a 4-yard gain on that. Second and 6 coming up. Luke Taylor on the stop. Running back that time for Blazers was James Bud Cheney. First time we've seen Cheney back there, I think.
Yeah, and they're pretty even offensive calls here, about 100 yards each way on the ground, through the air.
3 wide receivers. Edwards looks right. Now going to dart out to the right. He's going to tuck and run, and that's where he's really been dangerous. Great backside tackle there by the Wolves. Kaheem Bethea saves what would have been a first down run.
Yeah, this time he was able to catch him and bring him down, trip him up. Didn't get away that time.
Still going to be 3rd and short, though. 3rd and about a yard to go, but that backside shoestring tackle saved a first down run.
That's right. You never know what they can do. They get some penetration in here, or you've got to figure they're probably going to run this with this 3rd and 1. But who knows? If you stop them, they can punt.
Newberry puts a lot of men up front here. Edwards awaits the snap. Here's the handoff, and Newberry's going to hit him, but not before he picks up the first down at the 30-yard line.
Just by about a half yard, he got the forward movement.
Once again, that was Cheney.
They stacked the line there. Got a good timing on it, too. Came charging in there right after the snap, but unfortunately he just found a little bit of a hole to squeak through.
So 11 yards on that first possession to get the first down at the 30. Remember, they started at the 19. 3 wide receivers, 2 left, 1 right. Edwards hands it off again, and breaking through the middle is Cheney. Cheney across the 40 for another first down out to the 41, 42-yard line.
Cheney, the ball carrier.
Keyshawn Glover finally caught up with him.
Yeah, he broke through pretty quickly, didn't he? Before you blinked, he was in the backfield of the defense.
First down, Valdosta State.
Second first down for the Blazers here early in the second half. 1st and 10 from their 42. Trips left. Hand off again. Cheney again. Comes across the 45. Gets out near the 47. So it's been Cheney so far here in this, with the exception of that one run by Sammy Edwards. Now, quarterback Sammy Edwards ran for a touchdown. Also broke away a couple of times to pick up a big 1st and 10. So he can run it. Trips left, Cheney to the left of Edwards. Second down. Little toss over the middle. That pass is caught. My goodness, that was sneaky. And it is caught for a first down all the way out at the 42-yard line of Newberry. Charles Smith and Kalen Roach on the stop. That time Edwards hooks up with Milasevich. And that was fast.
It sure was. Kind of high tempo right about now for Valdosta State.
Yeah, I thought Newberry might have been looking for the run up the middle again, and pretty good fake there that time to Cheney. And the pass was complete for another first down at the Newberry 42. Cheney again. Newberry's going to drag him down after a gain of about a yard, maybe 2. Charles Smith on the stop.
Well, so you do that. You kind of hammer on the ground, get them used to thinking about that, and then also, boom, you hit them with the pass.
Exactly, and it wasn't a long ball either.
No.
2nd and 8, gain of 2. They do mark it at the 40-yard line.
Well, you got to sell it. You got to do it quick in order to make sure that defense is still biting up front. Then you flare it out there, have the pass. And
2 men to the left. One of those is Gillen, the tight end. 2 men to the right as well. Edwards throws right sideline and overshoots his intended receiver, covering Chucky Roach. It'll be 3rd down and 8. And again, this is my 3rd understatement of the night.
3rd and long.
This is a big play.
Yeah, again, they are 7 of 8 on 3rd down conversions.
That's pretty darn good.
That's incredible.
Back into the lineup is McKay. He's the running back to the left of Edwards. They like to throw to him out of the backfield, too. Let's see what happens here. Trips right, 1 man left. McKay leaks out. Edwards looking, being chased. Newberry had him, and he's going to go down all the way back at the 46-yard line of Valdosta State. Maquan Gear in there to make the stop, along with J.B. Brigman and Trey Irby.
Nice job. Got the great penetration there from the backside. All of a sudden he tried to squeak out again, but this time he kind of got enough of the jersey, held him up, and then Gear comes in and puts him away. Nice play.
Really big play. Wolves sack him back at the Blazer 46-yard line. And now Newberry will send Keith Desasure back to receive this punt.
Yeah, there's the big stop that they needed here on this first drive.
Here's the kick. High wobbly spiral. Desasure comes over, makes the catch at the 10, trying to avoid some tacklers. Still on his feet. And it's going to be a short return of about 2, maybe 3 yards. But he's still pushing. Look at that. Wow, Keith Desasure all the way out to the 15-yard line. Looked like he was going to get to the 12 or 13, and another rugby move there.
Well, the referees have shown that they're not too quick with the whistle tonight. So
no kidding.
Might as well keep pumping the legs and see what you can get out of it. Yeah, he just couldn't find a lane out anywhere. They did a good job on the special teams coverage there of kind of surrounding him. So no matter which way he moved, he just couldn't break free.
So 1st and 10, Newberry will start from their own 15, down by 10 to the Blazers, 17-7. Just over 10 minutes to go here in the third period. Wolves are going to put an H-back up on the left, 2 men to the right, 1 to the left. There's motion by Desasure. They hand it off straight ahead. And pushing those legs. I think that's the Dwayne train out to the 19-yard line. It was. If you missed that story, and some of you at Valdosta may have seen this on social media, but the football team from Valdosta named Dwayne Wright the Dwayne train. He kind of likes it.
Wow, why not? Absolutely.
He is a strong runner for sure. Back to throw. Whiteside fires. He's got Jackson, and Jackson is hit hard, and the ball popped loose, but I think he got it back. They're going to rule it incomplete.
Yeah, he didn't have enough possession time. He caught it. When he hit the ground, he got hit, and it popped out immediately, so they're not going to give it to him.
So it'll be third down now, 6 yards to go for a first down. Newberry just inside the 20 at the 19. They got to get to the 30 to the 25. So 3rd and 6, big play. 9:30 to go, third quarter. Wolves down by 10. Whiteside rolls to the short of the right side. Coming from behind, he throws up the field just before he gets hit. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and Newberry's going to have to give it up.
Yeah, you're kind of noticing here, and I don't like it, and that is, Whiteside's coming, rolling out, and it's like he's holding the ball just a little bit too long. That pressure's coming. He got hammered once over here, almost got it from behind again there, but this time he did have the presence of mind to throw it away.
So out comes the punter, Burke Nettles.
Nettles on the punt.
Return man for the Blazers at the midfield stripe. So they're going to get pretty good field position most likely. End over end punt. Hits, takes a Newberry roll, and is going to die on the 48-yard line. So Blazers will have it on the Newberry side of the 50 at the 48.
Well, we keep talking so much about field position, right? That's the other battle that you got to look at. And right now, Valdosta State, even though they didn't go too far on their drive, they were able to pin Newberry back deep. They have to punt out of their own deep end zone. And now Valdosta State kind of picks up right where they left off, only on another drive. That's all.
1st and 10 at the Newberry 49. 9:14 to go, third period. Valdosta State 17, Newberry 7. Valdosta State took a 7-0 lead. Newberry tied it up. Valdosta State went 14-7. Newberry had a couple of opportunities they weren't able to capitalize on. And then the field goal at the end of the first half. Timeout on the field. Let's take a break. We'll be back in a minute.
All right, fans, it's time for the Anytime Fitness Challenge. We have Trey, John, and Matt. And they will see if they can beat Tyler Haley's record of 50 push-ups in 20 seconds. Ready, set, go. Oh, thank you, guys. It looks like you do have a winner there. And that's a great effort. Anytime Fitness is a proud partner of Newberry College. First down and 10 for Valdosta State at the 49-yard line.
First and 10, Valdosta State. Play back in here from the Newberry 49-yard line. Edwards awaits the snap. Going to hand it off over the right side. Once again, that handoff goes to the running back, Bud Cheney, who's back in there. Cheney gets it inside the 45 at the 43. That's a gain of 6. It'll be second down 4. Keyshawn Glover and Luke Taylor on the stop. Now we've got another injury timeout here. Looks like it might be a cramp, though, I'm happy to say. That is Daquan Brunson. Boy, he's been something tonight. He's up, and he's going to trot off.
You know, conditioning plays such a part of the modern football game now. And, of course, you know, being in the South, you better be in good condition right about now.
Fortunately, here at the nighttime, it's not been too bad. It was kind of hot here this afternoon before the game.
A little humid.
Yeah, more humid than hot, I guess. I think we made it to like 84, 85, but the humidity level was up.
Very pleasant right now, though. That rain has stopped. That's the good news.
Second down 4. Edwards hands it off to Cheney. Cheney's going to dive, and he'll have, I think, a first down.
First down, Valdosta State.
So they do pick up another first and 10 here, do the Blazers. Myquan Gear on the stop for the Wolves.
Yeah, you know, one thing I think that Newberry really has to take advantage of this year is, you mentioned earlier, the 7 home games out of the 11 on the schedule. Boy, that's just like a gift right there.
Yeah, and our longest trip is to Greenville, Tennessee, which is not too bad.
Tusculum, coming up.
Cheney again, straight ahead, breaks off the pile and gets to the 30. That's a 9-yard gain. It'll be second down and 1. Yeah, last week we had to go all the way to Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Jalen Stratford on the stop. They're going to mark him down at the 31, so an 8-yard gain. Second down and 2.
I believe that's in 2 weeks, isn't it? The first road game to
It is.
Tusculum, yeah.
It is.
The 21st.
3 men to the left. Cheney again on the ground. This time Newberry's there to stop him for a loss behind the line of scrimmage back at the 33-yard line. And that's going to bring up third down and what will be about 4 yards to go now. Trey Irby, Tanner Funderburk converge to make the stop. Well, they're lulling the Newberry defense again with this run situation.
Right here, kind of a 3rd and 4. Let's see if they pull out a little flare pass somewhere here.
3rd down 4, 3 wide receivers and a H-back on the right. Running back to the right of Edwards. And
I think he moved. That H-back, I think, moved a little.
That'll help.
Push it back to the 3rd and long again. Of course, I don't know. They've been pretty successful with those. Maybe we don't want them.
What is that conversion number?
Well, they missed the last one, so they're now 7 of 9.
Still pretty darn good.
Oh, yeah.
What about Newberry?
Well, yeah, we weren't as good. We are 1 of 6 still.
That's part of the story right there.
Yeah, we've got to convert 3rd downs a little better. I mean, the good news is we've only been there for 6 times, but we've only converted it once. It's part of the problem. Can't get that drive going.
3rd down 9 now, so a little bit longer to go here for the Blazers, but remember, they love to throw the ball deep. And now Newberry jumps into the neutral zone, and that's going to be an infraction, and we're going to go right back to where we were.
Yep. 3rd and 4 again, probably, right here.
Unless they were drawn, but I don't think they were.
2 or 3 guys jumping across. That wasn't just one.
See what the white hat has to say.
Offsides defense, number 11, unabated to the quarterback. The 5-yard penalty remains 3rd down.
Well, there it is. Colby Taylor jumped off first. There were others.
Yeah, like I said, he wasn't the only one.
So back to where we were, 3rd down and 4 now. Ball has moved back to where it was, the 33-yard line. Six and a half to go. Newberry down by 10, 17-7. Edwards back to throw. over the middle. Flag is down. That ball is caught by Bullard, and Bullard is dropped to the turf at about the 21-yard line by Brunson, but there are markers everywhere.
That one happened right in the middle of the play before the pass. Brunson kind of limping off. Remember, he was down a little bit earlier, came off on his own power, but it looks like something is nagging him on that leg.
Hoping it's a cramp. Looks like they're going to stretch the leg, so it must be the return of that cramp that he suffered earlier.
Yeah, you'd hate to lose him in this game, too. Well, let's see here.
Long conversation here between the officials. As you said, Al, that flag popped out before the pass was thrown, so I don't think it's
There
any.
are 2 fouls in the play. Holding, offense number 53. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, that penalties are offset. We'll replay 3rd down.
Wow.
And it will remain 3rd down.
So still 3rd and 4. Here we go again. That's a shame because that holding penalty would have knocked him back 10 more yards here from the Newberry perspective. From the Valdosta perspective, it didn't happen because Newberry was guilty of a penalty as well. Didn't actually see what happened. 3rd down 4. Edwards hands it off straight ahead. This is Hester. Hester dropped, but not before he picks up a 1st down. Charles Smith, redshirt freshman linebacker, drops him to the turf at about the 26-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down.
Yep, and that's 8 of 10 now. 80% 3rd down conversion, and they just keep the chains moving. That's why they have such success here. Good long drives. More often than not, you're going to find the end zone, or at the very least some points somewhere along the way.
5 minutes, 40 seconds remaining 3rd quarter, 17-7. Valdosta State with the lead, and they're marching toward the red zone. Here goes Hester again, and Hester breaks into the secondary, gets a 1st down as he cracks down to the 16-yard line. Josh Stevens on the stop. There's another 1st down at the Newberry 16.
Yeah, it just seems like now, especially in this 3rd quarter, that Valdosta State, this offense is kind of really asserting themselves. They're just good long drives.
Hester again, darts out to the right, turns the corner. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, I do believe. Let's see. They say he stepped out at the 1-yard line. He didn't miss it by much. Another 1st down. Boy, he just came through there like a bullet.
Yeah, he is so quick.
Darted out to the right, turned the corner, and almost scored. In fact, I thought he did.
Yeah, he made a last diving effort to get across the pylon, and apparently his foot must have been outside, but we've got another Newberry player. Looks like a cramp in the end zone. Brunson's heading back out there. That's the good news.
Yeah, that was just a cramp, I think, the 1st time and the 2nd time.
And that's Charles Smith, redshirt freshman from Spartanburg, linebacker for Newberry.
He's been in on a few plays today.
He has.
So here we go, 1st and goal for the Blazers.
Make some noise for this Wolves defense. 1st and goal, Valdosta State.
Edwards with Hester to his left. Gives it to him, and Newberry drops him for a loss.
Hester dropped down for a loss.
Couple of guys breaking through. See who got there first. We think it was Rodney Wright II, a defensive lineman.
Rodney Wright II.
So the loss is back to the 3. It'll be 2nd down goal to go from the 3-yard line.
Keep making noise, Wolves fans.
Yeah, and you've noticed, most of their running game, it hasn't been through the middle. They're actually shooting it outside around the corner. That's where they've had some running success.
They're going to try Hester again. This time he bangs into the end zone for the touchdown. Keyshawn Glover knocked him down, but not soon enough. And the Blazers go up 23-7. Extra point try coming up.
Yeah, and now, as you start getting into the latter part of this third quarter, into the fourth quarter, you always start thinking, right, how many drives do we have left? And you're going to be down by, well, obviously 3 possessions.
Austin McKay out to try the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. So 3:49 remaining in the third quarter. Blazers of Valdosta State 24, Newberry 7. Back in a minute.
Belmont is a pioneer in developing composite products in the utility industry. Located right here in Newberry State Street, the leading brand of composite light poles in North America. It is a leading provider of composite transmission. We also provide accessories for use along road brakes, composite sound, barrier systems for noise abatement solutions. Wilson Track was a family-owned and operated business since 1984. They offer a wide selection of products, equipment, and parts. Stop by the store at 440 Wilson Road for all your tractor needs. We would like to thank Bell for property restoration for their contribution to the selfless jerseys worn by the Wolves for tonight's military appreciation game.
Well, the Blazers have added to their lead, now 24-7. Still 3:49 to go in the third quarter. And Newberry going to have to get this offense on a roll here.
Yeah, and that's the main thing that's changed. Valdosta State pretty consistent now. Newberry just hasn't really gotten anything and hasn't moved it too well.
That ball goes into the end zone for the touchback. Scary there. Jackson almost thought about picking it up, and good thing it didn't bounce out of bounds before it went over the pylon. Or if it had bounced out of bounds, that would have been a good thing.
Yeah, I think that's probably what he was doing. It was kind of angling toward the sideline, and I think he said, hey, this might go out of bounds, get the penalty, but it didn't, unfortunately.
Came back in or never went out and then actually rolled into the end zone, so not quite as much yardage as they would have gotten. 1st and 10 at the 25. Isaiah Whiteside, the junior from Columbia, still the quarterback for the Wolves here. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Whiteside play action fake. Now darts out to the left on the run. 40, 50, and lowers his head. He spun to the turf inside the Valdosta State 45-yard line at the 44.
Now that was a really interesting play. He and the running back both kind of like hugged the ball together, took a couple of very casual steps like they're walking in the park, and he just let the defense kind of make their move. Once they saw that, he said, I'm taking it, I'm gone, and it worked.
Yeah, the interesting thing about that was for a minute I thought there was a flag or something because they almost looked like they had stopped.
Yeah, it was a very strange play, but it was a good one.
1st and 10 at the Valdosta State 42. Here's the give to Dwayne Wright. Wright tripped up after a gain of 2 to the 40. It'll be 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Larry Elder, there he is again.
Hadn't heard him in a while, but he makes a great play there. Just comes streaking in from his safety position and makes the tackle in the backfield.
What's the old saying? There's that man again. 2nd down, 8. Ball in the middle of the field. Moving left to right, the Wolves are. Motion off the left side by Desaussure. Hand off to Wright, coming right side. He lowers his head and spins up into the air, dropped at the 33-yard line. And some extracurricular activities about to break out. Officials stop him there to put it to a halt. Monte Boyd, one of the safeties on the stop. It's going to bring up 3rd and a couple now for the Wolves.
We'll see if they could increase his 3rd down percentage.
They've only converted once.
Only one, yeah. They haven't had a good spot out here to
I think this is 2 down territory.
I think so.
Most likely if you don't make it.
2 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Motion off the right side. End around. And trying to turn the corner. Not going to be able to do it. Excellent defensive play there. Newberry trying to get Ja'Cory Martin around the corner. And the Blazers come up and knock him down, Jeremy Smith. And I think they're going to mark this. Is there a flag down somewhere? Yep, there is. Back in the secondary at the 25-yard line. Coach Knight talking to the linesman on the near side below. Here's the white hat. Now talking to the umpire. Flag was thrown by the officials in the backfield back there.
Yeah, kind of curious back there. I wonder if this might be some kind of defensive holding back there on one of the receivers, perhaps.
Now they've picked up the flag, so don't tell me they're going to pick it up. Let's see what he says.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 12.
Well, there you
15-yard
go.
penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down.
Rance Connor, the guilty party. That's the first big penalty Newberry's been on the positive end of.
Yeah, basically given the new set of downs here when it was going to be unsure they were going to face a 4th and something, and now they get a new set of downs and deep in Blazer territory.
Ball down around the 21, fake to right. Whiteside on the run, going to try to pick up a block inside the 10, and down he goes about the 9-yard line. That'll be another first down for the Wolves. Jaquan Hicks on the stop. Whiteside fake to right, took off on the run.
Yeah, he had a couple of streaking receivers back there, pump faked it once to try to hold the freeze of defenders back there, and was able to gain enough for the first and goal down.
Quante Jackson going to set up wide to the left. Keith Dessershore wide to the right. Tight end on the right side this time as an H-back. Dwayne Wright, the running back. They give it to Dwayne in traffic, and he's going to be stopped shy of the 5 down at the 7-yard line. Couple of yards gained. 42 seconds remaining here in this third quarter. (24-7) Valdosta State, but Newberry with its deepest penetration in a long, long time.
Yeah, pretty much ever since the failed field goal attempt for the most part.
Actually, the touchdown was about a 19-yard run, so this is even deeper than that was. Inside the 10 at about the 8. Now a timeout is going to be taken here by Valdosta State. Apparently the coaches over there did not like what they saw, so they're going to take a timeout, and we will too. Back to Setzer Field in a moment.
Which may affect fans who are susceptible to photosensitivity. These effects will take place throughout the game. Are you looking for a new home? Call Bobby Sealy at Lane Properties today. Bobby can help you find your perfect new place in Newberry. Call Bobby Sealy at Lane Properties today. Carolina Concrete is a proud partner of Newberry Athletics with locations in Newberry, Greenville, Gray Court, and Clinton. Carolina Concrete can meet all your needs. Head to carolinaconcrete.net for more information. Wolves fans, your Wolves return home next week to Setzer Field. We welcome in Kaiser. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff. We hope to see you back here next week.
All right, 29 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Newberry knocking on the door here. Second down, goal to go. Ball down at near the 7-yard line. Dwayne Wright still the running back. Isaiah Whiteside has him behind him. Motion by the tight ends from left to the right side. Now motion from the outside receiver, Desashore. They fake it to him. Dwayne Wright goes straight ahead. Stopped down around the 3-yard line. So it'll be third down, goal to go. Clock is still running. Down to 16 seconds.
That'll be third goal.
So the Wolves looking to the sideline. Let's see if they decide to let this time run out to talk about this third down play. Now the clock has been stopped for some. Yep, it's skipping. Time has expired. That is the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, the Blazers 24, the Wolves 7. Newberry will face third down, goal to go from the 3-yard line when we come back in just a minute.
Comes in for whew.
Stats
for Valdosta State: 21st downs, 35 rushes, 173 yards on the ground through the air, 11 of 18 for 108. That's 281 total yards. For Newberry, 10 first downs, 29 rushes on the ground, 190 yards through the air, just 4 of 8 for 28. That's 218 yards total. And so far, time of possession, 25-32 for the Blazers, 19-28 for Newberry. And third downs, Newberry 1 of 7, Valdosta State 8 of 10.
All right, Whiteside remains the quarterback. Dwayne Wright is the running back. Third down, goal to go. Wolves at the Blazer 3-yard line as we get set to start this fourth and final quarter. Newberry needs this touchdown. They're down by 24-7 margin. Now there's an issue, I think, with the clock. There we go. They finally got it fixed. Wolves have 2 tight ends on the right side. 2 wide receivers out there as well. Desasure in the slot. Jackson to the right of him. Tight ends fall down. One of them did, but they moved to the left. Now motion. And here's the give to Dwayne Wright, and he's going to be hammered outside the 5-yard line. And boy, Newberry's going to look at 4th and longer to go now. Down here in the red zone.
Yeah, that had a lot of moving parts.
Well, some of it wasn't supposed to be. The tight ends were moving right to left. One of them tripped. They did get reset. And then Desasure went in motion. They handed it off to Wright, and he just couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, that defensive line just really pushed back on the offense there and just trapped him, got good penetration.
Jackson and Desasure to the left. There's a ball on the ground, picked up by Whiteside, now being chased. He's sacked way back at the 25-yard line. Well, the Wolves failed to score on 1st and goal.
Yeah, just right now, things have become just a little unglued here for the offense. Defense is still kind of holding strong. You know these guys are going to score some points. They've been held at 24. That's not too bad. But you know you've got to score some points against a team like this. I mean, you just can't get around it. You've got to get your offense
Well, you
moving.
mentioned earlier how many more opportunities are you going to have the ball. And, you know, that was big because if you score there, you're down by 10.
Oh, yeah.
And you're still in it.
Yeah, field goal, touchdown, you're still in it. But now we're still down by, 17? That's still a 3-possession game. Even a field goal, I guess. I mean, I know you didn't want to do that, but 24-10, it's still just 2 possessions. Now this gets tough.
Newberry's defense going to have to pick it up here and maybe get a turnover.
Yeah. Going to need a quick score, something like that, to turn it around quick.
Edwards hands it off up the middle, big hole out to the 35-yard line. And on the carry that time once again is, let me change charts with you there.
Oh, yep.
That was once again Cheney.
Well, now you probably think that Valdosta State's just going to, a little play conservative, keep it on the ground, start churning this clock down, not give that possession time back to the Wolves.
And they did that a lot earlier in the game when we thought they wouldn't, but they did. Here's the quarterback, Edwards, on a keeper, and he slides down at the 40. They're going to give him the 38. That's where the slide started,
Yeah,
but that is good for a first down.
Yeah, he's not going to be taking any hits now. They're up 24-7. No need to do that. Put yourself in jeopardy. Just get what you can. Keep this clock moving.
13 and a half minutes to go in the ball game. Newberry missing that golden opportunity on that last possession. Failed to score. 24-7. Still the score. Valdosta State with the lead. Edwards hands it off, and Newberry's right on Cheney that time. He went nowhere. In fact, he lost a yard or two. Colby Taylor in there to make the stop. 2nd and 11. Well, as you said, play it close to the vest, keep it on the ground, burn out the time, but just
Yeah.
when the box gets closed in like that, you got to watch out for him too.
That too, but at the same time, it's a balancing act, because if this Newberry defense, they're doing pretty good. If they can stop them, well, then, you start giving up that ball again. You have to punt it away, and you're not making any more points.
2nd down, 11. Edwards fakes the handoff, throws it on a little slip screen, and this one's going to go for some big yardage. Across the 50, down near the Newberry 45. It'll be a first down, Valdosta State.
Yeah, that was a nice play right there. It was just kind of like a little draw. Yeah, the defensive lineman coming. He was backing up, inviting those players to come, and then he just dumps it off right over the lineman, and that one worked pretty well for the Blazers.
1st and 10 at the Newberry 47 for the Blazers. 12 minutes to go in the game. 24-7, Valdosta State, the number 5 team in the country. Motion off the left side. They're going to pitch it. And coming near side, Newberry runs that down pretty nicely. That ball went to Xavier Williams, one of the wide receivers, coming left to right. Trey Irby chases him down. Even at that, it was a gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd down 6 for the Blazers.
Yeah, remember that's where we talked about it earlier. That's where they're having a lot of their running success, getting around the edge. They get the blockers out there, string out the defense, then they can make a cut, maybe get some yardage.
Blazers send Freeman to the left, tight end on the right side. Cheney still the running back. Edwards gets the snap from Flowers, and that goes into the hands of Tyler Ajero, and it is complete. That pass complete. Kaishan Buffet on the stop, and it's another first down. Tyler Ajero, a graduate student out of Tifton, Georgia, 5'10", 185. First time I think we've called his name tonight, but he makes a first down catch there. Cheney back in the backfield. And they fake the handoff to him. Edwards takes off on the run. He's going to slide down. I'm with you. I'd be handing that ball off.
Oh, yeah.
But
well, he's not taking any hits right there.
Yeah, he's
now, you
sliding.
never know. You got to be careful about that. But, yeah, you notice in the first half, remember, they were going deep. They were going long, trying to get behind coverage. Well, now that they're kind of safely in front, notice what they're doing. It's all little pitches, little dumps, little runs. They're not doing anything deep anymore. They're just keeping it all close, running this clock down.
2nd down, 6 yards to go. 4-yard scamper there by Edwards.
Yeah, you're right. Our clock is going by 2s.
Cheney up the middle. He dives inside the 25 and is bumped down at about the 23-yard line. That'll be just shy of a first down. It'll be 3rd and a long 1, almost 2.
We had that issue last year. Remember, the clock was kind of a little squirrely.
Yeah, ticks 2 seconds at a time.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
3rd down and call it a yard and a half. Cheney straight ahead, should have the first down.
Well, needless to say, they score here. I think they might put it to bed. Well, we hung tough with them. And again, I'm not going to say that this Valdosta State team kind of beat us tonight, if that's how it ends up, although they were pretty good in the second half. But I think that first half, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot a few times. And
First and 10.
The offense just hasn't gotten anything going. That's where you do have to kind of tip your hat to the Valdosta State defense.
Blazers at the 21. Newberry comes up, sends a man, and Edwards keeps it again. They had a man coming up on Cheney, and Edwards just took off and slides down again. I think he might have, see where they say the slide started, might have lost some yardage on that play. You know, it's not where you end up, it's where you hit, and it's going to be 2nd and 11. You're right, though, Al. We're down to 8-10. You just can't give up anything here, not even a field goal.
Yeah, I don't even know if you've got 2 drives left. I mean, they're going to run it down. If they score, you know, you'll get one good drive there. But, I mean, yeah, you're going to be down to just a couple of minutes left. And then having to give it back to them, probably have to try an onside kick or something. But you're going to be down, especially if they score here again.
Edwards throws that ball tipped in the air, and unfortunately, no Wolf close enough to run under it. That would have been a great takeaway.
Sure would have.
But Newberry not close enough to run under that tipped ball. A lot of jerseys in the area, but not close enough.
Yep.
3rd down 11.
Here we go again, huh?
What's the update on the 3rd down efficiency?
11 of 13. Man, we haven't seen one. Newberry's 1 of 8.
I don't know what percentage that is, but it's pretty darn good.
Oh, yeah, it is. Well, it was more. It was 80% at 8 of 10.
That's right.
So I think it went down a tiny bit, right?
Down, back to throw Edwards. Lots of time. Edwards now going to run up the middle and slides down at the 15-yard line. The slide started at the 18, so it'll be 4th down. And I'm assuming this is going to send out the field goal unit.
Yeah, I tell you what, Edwards is like a cat, man. He's got more than 9 lives out there. He has been targeted so many times, and somehow he just doesn't take a hit back there. It's amazing.
So 4th down and 7. The ball at the 18, and here comes the field goal unit.
Boy, they better hurry. It's already 9 seconds on the play clock.
Austin McKay, and they took a long time, you're right. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and...
Oh, they called the timeout. They weren't going to do it. Too late. That time it kind of bit them.
Well, they do take a timeout. That takes us to 6:51 remaining in the game.
Yeah, I mean, that was the smart thing to do, because if you take a delay game, it's going to push the field goal back 5 extra yards. So call the timeout. Keep it right there.
It's going to be a mark. He's going to hit this from the 25 when all is said and done. So this will be a 35-yard field goal. Line of scrimmage is down at the 18.
Doesn't get any easier. Next week, another night game here at home. Kaiser, like you said, the NAIA national champs.
Yeah, if you never heard of them,
No.
you have now. National champions.
You're going to hear them next week, yeah.
Defending national champions. They played Thursday night here in South Carolina against North Greenville and beat them.
That's right.
With all due respect to our SAC teams, this team out here tonight, though, might be the best team we're going to play.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Perhaps, yep.
And I think they're beatable. You just can't make these mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, coming in near that half, remember, I was saying this team, they didn't seem any that special, even here in the second half. I mean, yeah, they scored a couple of a drive here, you know, that kind of stuff. It's just really that they've kind of stymied our offense. We missed the field goal, and then, you know, we gave them some easy first downs on penalties. You just got to cut that down.
So a 35-yard field goal attempt coming up here for Austin McKay. Long count, snap down, kick is up, and it is good.
And the kick is good.
So 6:46 remaining in the game. That takes us to a 20-point difference here. Blazers 27, Wolves 7. Back in a minute.
It is time to honor Black Riley Harrell as our South Carolina Education Lottery Student of the Game. The South Carolina Education Lottery provides scholarships for South Carolinians. There are 3 different levels in the Life, Hope, and Palmetto Fellows. Students can also receive South Carolina tuition grants. Nearly 1,300 of our students receive lottery money to help fund their education. Thank you to the South Carolina Education Lottery. Founders Federal Credit Union has invested in the Newberry College community and the Newberry community. They have obtained the naming rights to the field house at the stadium and are a proud partner of Newberry College Athletics. Head to foundersfcu.com to find out what the founders do.
Welcome back to Newberry College Football, presented by Founders Federal Credit Union at beautiful field house across the way. A lot of folks over there tonight. They had Hall of Fame folks over there in the suite, I think, earlier today. And again, those Hall of Famers who were inducted: Coach Jason Brink of women's basketball, Edmund Robinson of football, Hunter Mingell of men's golf, Carissa Bull softball, volleyball, Damone Leapart football, and Corey Sewell football. Corey caught a pass that beat PC. I think we ended up winning that game by 3. Also caught a big pass against, I think it was North Alabama in the playoffs. Those are 2 recollections.
Mind like a steel trap.
Well, no, I was reminded of that earlier this week. So no, it's but I do remember.
No, you don't tell that.
All right.
No, but you can certainly pull those memories out. I know you.
Here's the kick to Newberry, and this is going to fly into the end zone for the touchback. Very pleasant here. 73 degrees outside right now.
Oh, yeah, as you stick your head out the window, you just feel this beautiful little breeze. That little rain kind of pushed it through, and now that humidity is gone. It feels wonderful out there.
I think the highs tomorrow around this neck of the woods are going to be in the 70s.
Nice. Ready for that cooler temperature. Football weather.
We have done some hot games.
Yes, we have.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, when we come out of here, I just want to throw my clothes in the trash can and never see them again.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Wolves from the 25. Low snap, handoff, and then a push. Dwayne Wright gets the call, and Whiteside had a low snap, handed it to Dwayne, and he just pushed him ahead. Said, get going. Gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd down 7.
It's going to call number 52 on the tackle, but there is no 52 on the Valdosta State roster.
Desisure and Jackson to the right. One man to the left. Play action fake. They throw it out underneath, and immediately down goes Tommy Washington. Nice tackle there by the safety, Monte Boyd.
Knocked his own helmet off.
Yep, 3rd down 5 it'll be now for the Wolves. And this right here is a microcosm of this whole ball game. This 3rd down 5 play.
1 of 8.
Yep.
That's one of the big stats. May not look like much, but, you know, we've followed that for years. You know what we're talking about.
Well, it's a big factor in any football game. No question about it.
3rd down, that means you're going to either continue the drive or not.
Whiteside back to throw. Steps up, fires over the middle. That pass is caught by Tommy. Tommy's going to have a 1st down as he cracks across the 40, out to the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. So a second conversion of a 3rd down tonight for the Wolves. Jeremy Smith, one of the backers on the stop.
Just the 2nd time. Kind of nice, though. He goes right back to Washington. He got hammered in the play before. Goes right back over the middle, makes the catch, moves the chains.
And you can see what Tommy can do with the football, too. He pushed ahead and got the 1st down. Play action fake. Here comes Whiteside to the near side, and he's going to be hit on a nice tackle down below. He gets out to the 48-yard line. Again, it's that guy Boyd comes up. Monte Boyd makes the stop. Nice scamper there to the near side, though, by Whiteside. It'll bring up 2nd and 6, about, 2nd and 4, about 6 yards gained on that run.
How many times are we going to say that about how many guys? It's that guy again. We've said it a lot on their defense.
Yeah, well, the usual suspects.
Yeah.
There's a give around the right side, and that's a first down for the Wolves on the run there by Trockel Murray. Diego Brimmer on the stop. Newberry has the 1st and 10 down at the Blazer 46-yard line. 4.5 to go basically here, but what you're trying to do now is get this thing punched across, get something positive going toward the end of this football game.
Yeah, right about now, you just got to look for a little bit of momentum, something to build on, obviously. Look, they're coming in with the quarterback who's 3rd place in the Harlan Hill voting. We're coming in with a brand-new quarterback. There's going to be a little difference.
Quez Spells, the running back, now gets the call, goes around the right side. He dives down to the Blazer 40-yard line. That's going to be close to a 6-yard gain. Monte Boyd back there again.
He's another one of those guys. Yep.
2nd and 4. Wolves averaging about 6 yards a play here in this drive.
Well, now that you mentioned that, let me take a look at what it's during the game, the whole game. A little over 5 yards per play. Not bad.
Just haven't had it enough.
It's actually better than Valdosta State, believe it or not.
2nd and 4, ball at the 40. 3 men to the left. Handoff. And down inside the 40 to the 39 goes Quez Spells. Jaquan Hicks, the defensive tackle on the stop for the Blazers. 3:23 to go in the game. 27-7 Valdosta State. Newberry trying to punch something in late here. Spells remains the running back. He'll set up just behind and to the left of Whiteside. Motion by Desasure. Here goes Spells off the right side. Spins off a tackle. Inside the 25. Out of bounds across the way. And almost a flag play there. They spun Spells around and almost threw him to the ground, but they grabbed him. So no flag. Larry Elder, there he is.
Yeah, he was the guy who kind of held on to him, but he let go just enough across the sideline over there.
Ball's going to be placed at the 18-yard line. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go. Quante Jackson's going to go wide to the right. Tommy Washington and Keith Desasure will be the receivers to the left. We're going to have a timeout here taken by Newberry. I think there might have been a little bit of confusion as to exactly what they wanted the set to be. So a timeout in the field. Let's take a 30. We'll be back to Setzler right after this.
John Wadsworth Sr., please meet your family at the flagpole. John Wadsworth Sr., please meet your family at the flagpole.
Checking the Lancero Lounge scoreboard just before halftime, Clemson 49, App State 10. So that's been a little lopsided today for sure. South Carolina with a big road win, 31-6 over Kentucky. And we'll get to some of those SAC scores in just a bit. Here's Newberry, 1st and 10 now from the 18-yard line of the Blazers. Desasure in motion. They fake it to him. Whiteside takes off on the run. And he's going to push inside the 15. Bodies flying everywhere. No flags down.
Wow. That was some pretty interesting maneuverings down there. The let's see, number 41 of Valdosta State here. Let me get the ID on him. Javon Jackson kind of upended one of our players pretty much after the whistle.
Gain of 5. Call it 2nd down 5. Ball inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. Now here's the 2-minute warning. So let's go ahead, Al, and take a look at those SAC scores.
Yeah, just some of these late games that started along with us. East Tennessee State 61-0 over UVA Wise tonight. Davidson 35-7 late in the fourth quarter over Catawba, and then also in the fourth quarter, West Alabama 28-9 over Tusculum.
We played West Alabama. It's a long way out there.
Well, let me tell you, The South Atlantic Conference schools are not doing too good tonight.
Has a long trip.
Well, I didn't go on that one. I remember that was the playoff game,
That was
right?
a long time
Yeah,
ago.
that was
That
a
was
while
North
ago.
Alabama.
Oh, North Alabama.
Yeah,
I'm
West
sorry.
Alabama's that way.
Even further west. Further west, I guess.
Yeah. That was a good
Too many
years-
Alabamas. What's going on?
Good many years ago. But
10 or so years ago, I think, by now.
probably so.
No, it's got to be more than that because
Yeah, it was even longer than that because
Yeah.
some of the folks that went with me on the trip aren't here anymore. Well, speaking of trips, last year we had to go to Shippensburg, PA.
yeah. And I didn't make that trip.
Nope.
I stayed to do the high school game.
Too far for you to rumble.
Yeah. Not that I'm a weakling or anything, but we had the conversation. We just thought, well, we needed a, I got a Friday night gig now too.
That's right. All right, here's a handoff, and not much doing there. That time the football went to Jonah Norris, who was in there running back.
Guess who?
Larry Elder.
Yep.
On the stop.
How many tackles? We got to look at his stats. I think we're gonna have to look at that.
I think some of those guys on that defensive side for Valdosta State, a bunch of them have multiple tackles for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look here in a minute.
Third down, 5, so no gain on the play. 1:32 to play in the ball game. Whiteside back to throw. Breaks away. Now going to be still breaking away. Now he fires toward the end zone, and it is incomplete. That ball got bobbled around. 2 defenders down in the area. Pass was intended, I believe, for Quante Jackson. Josh Brown on the coverage. Well, that was kind of a Houdini move there by Whiteside.
Yeah,
to
just-
get that thing off.
Just to find a receiver coming his way along the end zone, the goal line there.
Actually, that pass, I think, was intended for Troy Reed, who's now in there.
That could have been a touchdown. Just a nice play there
Yeah,
by
if he-
Brown
If
to break it up.
If he had been able to hold on to that,
Yep.
he was in the end zone, but
Got a hand on it.
First down.
oh, Newberry's going to get a first down. Penalty called here. I didn't hear what the ref said, but
Yeah.
they called a penalty on Valdosta State. Newberry gets a first and goal. They've moved the ball down to the, looks like the 6-yard line.
By the way, Larry Elder leading the Blazers with tackles with 7.
I'm surprised it's not 17.
Yeah, with how much we've called his name. But he does lead their team.
Way out to the right side is Keith Desashore. Running back for the Wolves is Murray, Traquel Murray. He's going to get the call, darts up the middle, and gets inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. It'll be second down, goal to go. 65 seconds and counting here.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they can punch it in here, just end on a high note.
You can pull out your raffle tickets, and if you have ticket number 5021585.
Still 2 timeouts Newberry has.
Yep.
Here we go.
All right, here come the Wolves on second down goal. Straight ahead, not much doing there. It's going to be third down goal to go, 41 seconds to go. Newberry's going to take a timeout right here, I do believe.
It's Dwayne Wright, but he kind of was a little bit off balance and was kind of tripped up a little bit as he went through, and that's why he just didn't get the feet underneath him to lunge for the end zone.
So Newberry will look at third down goal to go. The ball has been placed down at the 2-yard line, so they've got a chance here to punch it in, get a touchdown to make it what would hopefully be 27-14, and pretty much take us to what will most likely be the final score here. Well, this Valdosta State team is a very, very good football team, and I think you can see that Newberry certainly has some potential. They just got to cut out the penalties, and maybe, and some of this credit goes to Valdosta State, get that third down conversion number up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, an offense, it in order to perform the way it should perform, the way you want it to perform, it's got to be a well-oiled machine. Let's face it. All the parts have to be running perfectly. And we've got a new quarterback. You know, there's a couple of new guys in there as well. I mean, that's the most skilled position at QB, and so it's going to probably take a little while for this team to gel a little bit on the offensive side.
Jemias Holloway to the right. Motion by the wide out left. And here goes Whiteside straight ahead. He's not going to get in. He's going to be pushed back. And finally, the whistle blows. I don't know what took him so long. And now a flag goes down. And I think this is going to go against Valdosta State. I don't know what the official was waiting on there.
Yeah, that's forward progress stop for sure.
That's at least twice tonight. I think the whistle should have been blown a little sooner.
Yeah, I mean, he was back at the 15, still getting pushed backwards. I mean, come on.
Then they kind of spun him around a little bit. Let's see what he says here. Not really sure what all this conversation is really all about. It was pretty obvious. Coach Knight went out to talk to the White Hat.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 9. Half the distance, the ball will be placed at the 1 yard line, automatic first down.
Well, the Wolves get a first down out of that. That's the good news. And 31 seconds to go.
And only one timeout, though, so they can't really waste a lot of time.
That's
stop
true.
it once, you know. If they kind of
just punch it in right off the get-go here. First and goal to go from the 1.
Let's get the big jumbo package out there, as they call it. Who's the jumbo? I don't know. We got a lot of smaller guys who can run.
Well, Dwayne Wright is in there. Newberry's got a wide out each way. Otherwise, everybody bunched up here. Whiteside awaiting the snap. Dwayne Wright behind him as Whiteside goes under center. And now we got whistles. Timeout, Valdosta State. Not sure why.
That's their last.
So Valdosta State takes a timeout. 31 ticks still to go here. And we'll take a 30-second break and be right back. Back at Setzler Field. By the way, Clemson has gone up on App State 56-10. Less than 20 seconds to go before halftime. So no upset by App State on this particular night for sure. Speaking of upsets, I don't know if you call it an upset, but when you go play in front of 101,000 people, Texas, of course, the higher-ranked team, but they knocked off the Wolverines of Michigan today. All right, here we go. First down goal to go for the Wolves. Down at the 1 yard line. Here's the give to Dwayne Wright, and he is in for the touchdown. Dwayne Wright, the Dwayne train. And the Wolves do punch one in here toward the end of this football game.
Yeah, they had a couple of big guys behind him just in case he needed a push, but the train went right on through. Right on schedule.
And here comes the extra point try now. Bryce Early to hit it out of the hold of Burke Nettles. Kick up, and it should be good, and it is. 27 seconds remaining in this opening game of the season. Valdosta State 27, Newberry 14. And we'll be back for the final 27 seconds in 1 minute.
Valdosta State 27, Newberry 14.
Well, you can see that Valdosta State has some of the sure hands guys up front. See if Newberry does try the onside kick. They just pooch this. And running toward the football and finally picking it up at the 25-30. 35, across the field. And there's a push in the back they don't call against Valdosta State. Newberry finally runs down the runner at the 49. One of the Newberry players was pushed in the back out of the way. No marker on the field. 17 seconds to go here.
Number 31, Mason Mayer, a safety, was able to trip him up from behind.
No timeouts left here for Valdosta. One for Newberry. Valdosta doesn't really need one, actually.
Now they can go to victory formation here. I don't think Newberry will call a timeout. And that might just do it.
27-14 is most likely going to be our final score here.
Yeah, I mean, pretty close. They beat Albany State last week, 42-10. Newberry played them pretty close, and obviously just
now some of the guys shake hands with the linemen up front.
Yeah.
So they go to the victory formation, and this is going to do it right here. Down to the knee goes the backup quarterback, Seth Smith, out of Spartanburg. And that's going to be it. This one is going to be all over, and Valdosta State comes to Newberry and knocks off the Wolves. The number 5 team in the country are the Blazers. And, but for ifs, ands, and buts and all that kind of stuff. But, Newberry had some opportunities they just didn't take advantage of.
Yeah, I think this was more of a case of just Newberry just underperforming a little bit. And again, this is kind of a somewhat new parts and pieces to that machine we were talking about. And it may take them a couple of games to really get rolling here. So, of course, the main thing is you want to get rolling once you get to conference play. That's right. The main thing.
Final score, Blazers 27, Wolves 14. And we'll be back to Setzler Field for our post-game show in 2 minutes.
Kind of interesting. You don't see this
Huh?
all the time, do you?
No.
Yeah. The big line. They're playing Taylor Swift. They're playing Taylor Swift. Trouble. That'll be a good song for tonight.
Welcome back to the postgame show, brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union, also the presenter of Newberry College Football. 27-14, the final score here. Let's give you the scoring summary quickly. 7:07 to go in the first quarter. Sammy Edwards throws a pass for 35 yards and a touchdown. Point after good by Austin McKay, and it was a 7-0 ball game. Early in the second quarter, 14:54 to go, Isaiah Whiteside scampers for 19 yards and a touchdown. Point after by Bryce Early Good. We're knotted at 7. 6 minutes to go before halftime. Sammy Edwards rushes for 30 yards for a touchdown. Point after good. That made it 14-7. Valdosta State with the lead. And then with time ending here in the first half, Valdosta State adds an Austin McKay field goal from 20 yards away. 17-7 was our halftime score. In the third quarter, 3:49 to go, Blake Hester rushes up the middle for 3 yards and a score. That made it 23-7. Austin McKay adds the extra point and puts Valdosta State up 24-7. 6:46 to go in the fourth quarter. Final quarter of the day. Austin McKay hits another field goal, this one from 35 yards away, and that puts Valdosta State up 27-7. And then first and goal at the 1. Dwayne Wright rushes up the middle for a yard to get the Wolves on the board before the game ended. Made it 27-13. Bryce Early comes out for the extra point. It was good, and that takes us to what turned out to be the final score. The Blazers, the 5th-ranked team in the country, defeating Newberry 27-14 here at Setzer Field tonight. We'll take a look now at some of the game stats as well.
All right, for Valdosta State, 24 first downs in this game, 46 rushes for 197 yards on the ground. Through the air, 13 of 21 for 128 passing yards. They ran 67 offensive plays for a total of 325 yards on the night. For Newberry, 15 first downs, 42 rushes for 220 yards through the air. Kind of a small sample size here, just 6 of 10 for Whiteside. Total of 42 passing yards. Newberry ran 52 plays, a total of 262 yards. Now, penalties. The Blazers 6 for 43, Newberry 5 for 43. Time of possession, this one is also kind of indicative here. Valdosta State 33-24, Newberry 26-36. Remember, at halftime, they were almost absolutely even, and they kind of dominated that ball possession here in the second half. And then, of course, third down efficiency, Valdosta State 11 of 14, Newberry just 3 of 10, and also the Wolves 0 for 2 on fourth down.
Yeah, so the third down efficiency was certainly a factor. Time of possession in the second half certainly was a factor. And Newberry just couldn't get the ball rolling when they needed to. They do score that last touchdown to make it a little closer, 27-14, our final score. While we have a minute, I want to give you some scores from other games. Miami 46, Florida A&M 9, third quarter. Second quarter, Alabama 14, South Florida 6. Second quarter, Missouri 24, Buffalo nothing. Halftime, Illinois 13, Kansas 10. Second quarter, Ohio State 21, Western Michigan nothing. Second quarter, Tennessee still hanging on there to that lead over NC State that we talked about a little bit earlier in the broadcast. So those are some of the scores going on right now. Tennessee 7-0. LSU just ahead of Nichols, 16-14 at last report. Oklahoma, I think some of this needs to be updated. Let me try to do that because I think some of these scores may have changed. I want to go back and look. Missouri now leading Buffalo 31-0. Illinois now leading Kansas 20-17. Ohio State ahead of Western Michigan 42-0. So they did update. Tennessee now leading NC State 27-3. LSU ahead of Nichols 37-21. Oklahoma in a close one with Houston 14-12. The Sooners. And, of course, as I mentioned earlier, Clemson all over App State at halftime 56-13. So that is the score there. All right, we're going to give Coach Knight a moment to catch his breath, and we'll be back to talk to him in 1 minute. that, you know, everybody talking about.
I mean, it ain't hard to see. It's just hard to stop. Hard to rush.
What the heck is... Here we go. Huh?
42 yards passing.
Yeah.
Is that right?
6 of 10. But here we go. Back here at Setzer Field, as he always is so gracious to do, Coach Todd Knight joins us. Final score, Blazers 27, Wolves 14. Coach, no question about the fact we knew this was going to be an uneasy task.
Yeah, Jimmy, you know, excuse me, a tough one to come out the gate with. You know, we talked about the advantages of them playing, us getting film, but them not having any film on us. I think the advantage was definitely in their favor tonight as far as mental mistakes and simple things. You know, jumping the snap count. They worked all the bugs out last week.
Right.
We hadn't had a chance to work it out yet. And I don't know, flag-wise, I thought
flag situation wasn't too bad, pretty even. I think 5 penalties on each side for maybe, I can't remember what Al said, but I don't think that was a problem. Our third down efficiency was a question.
Yeah, it was. Jimmy, you know, on defense, we didn't tackle well. I thought the play calling was there. And I think the kids was at the point of attack, and they just couldn't make a stop. You know, number 12, I got to give him a lot of credit. Their quarterback, excellent player. I thought in the secondary we played well. We held them to way under their average as far as passing is concerned. You know, this crowd, they're used to 400 yards passing every week and lighting it up, 6-7 touchdowns over the top, that kind of thing. We talked about not giving it up over the top. I don't think we done that today.
No, you did not.
But, and now I got to give them credit on the run game. And third down, if we could have played a little bit better on third down on defense. And again, I felt like we were in the right spots, and we just could not make a play.
Yeah, you got to give credit to Sammy Edwards, the quarterback. You knew he was going to throw it, but boy, did he run it, and he broke away from us a couple of times.
Yep, he took advantage of it and done a good job. And, you know, offensively, I think, you know, for his first start, I thought Zay Whiteside done a good job tonight. You know, he dinked it and dunked it. There was a couple of balls that should have been completed downfield. But I thought he ran around. You know, I thought he broke it and got down the field well, rushing it with some of the Q run calls. I thought he looked really good. You know, there in the first half, we went to I made a decision to kick a field goal, and I got a lot of faith in our field goal kicker. You know, he's a senior, and I said, well, you know, let's take the points, and we'll go up. And golly, it blew up in my face. Freshman long snapper snaps it over our head, and they end up getting it about midfield, and that was a big swing where I felt like, okay, you know, we're going to get 3, we're going to go up 10-7, and it turned around, they went up 14-7.
Right, exactly. Well, one thing you can't, I don't think you can emphasize this enough, there is nothing like playing a real game. I don't care how many times you scrimmage or practice.
That's right.
They have a game under their belt, you didn't.
And you know, I think it showed, but we got to get back this week. You know, Jimmy, looking at it, I think we're better than we was last year.
I do too.
I don't care. You know, even the score indication and whatever, we're better than we was last year. We're more athletic. We can run. We got a great run game. The passing attack is going to get better as we go along. The quarterback is only going to grow and become more confident in the passing attack. And we are going to be a better team, and we are going to bounce back. You know, I think about years ago, we played Valdosta State here. Right. And I swear, I think Dre Harris threw 5 picks that day. And we had a great year.
That's right.
Had a great year.
Right.
I can see flashes of that with this team. And
you can't compare games either, I don't think. But they put 42 points on the board last week. You held them to 27. I mean, that's still not good enough to win. But
it isn't. But, you know, defensively, you say, well, yeah, we held them to 27. But, golly, so many plays we could have and should have made on third down. And then when you look at the offensive side, it was the simple little mistakes. A bad snap. rolling it back there to the quarterback, or were illegal procedures, jumping the snap count here and there. And we had issues with the clock. And early in the ball game, it wasn't us. It was the officials and the clock.
I want you to explain that to me. When you're out ready to snap the football,
Yes.
and the play clock is running, and the defense doesn't come out until they want to, and then that puts you in a mess, and it shouldn't be that way.
And that's a smart move on their part. If you want to change the call, you don't have time to change the call because they took their time getting out there. But we were starting the clock before the ball was ever snapped.
Gotcha.
And I complained about it. The first play of the game, we got a flag, and it was not. It should not have been a flag. They started the clock before the ball was ever spotted. And even 4 or 5 plays later, they threw the flag again. And the head guy came over, and he fixed it. He said, Coach Knight, that's our fault. We messed up on the first one. This one is not a flag.
Yeah, you talked him out of that one.
Right.
All right, Coach, so final score 27-14. And the defending NAI national champion coming in here next week, Kaiser out of NAI's
Out of
division.
frying pan into the fire, Jimmy. But hey, look, they got a game under their belt. We got a game under our belt. So, I think both of us should play a cleaner game. But Jimmy, is never happy with a loss, and I'm not happy with this by any stretch of the imagination. But I can see the potential.
That's what I said.
I can see the potential, and I'm telling you, we are going to have a good team.
Yeah, I can see it too, and I think first game mistakes, you're also going to have those.
First game mistakes against the number 5 team in the country doesn't usually add up in your favor.
That's exactly.
But we're going to get better, and I think we've got the talent here to get it done with.
All right, thank you, my friend.
Yes, sir. Thank
Coach
you.
Todd Knight with us on the postgame show. We'll be back to wrap things up here in just a couple of minutes.
I would think that after the game, if they would have.
Out of here.
Back in the booth here at Setzer Field. Again, our final Valdosta State 27, Newberry 14. Jimmy Coggins, Al Della Chica back here in the booth. Marshall Maddie next door. Thanks to Brett Loftus for all his help on the broadcast as well, getting set up. And to Paige Turner, our studio engineer. Al, I think, you go away and, you're not happy with the loss. But, again, I think the potential is there. And I think between this game and the next game, you make some improvements.
Yeah, and that's the main thing. I mean, you got to learn, right? You're learning from your mistakes. That's the main thing. And you come out a little bit better. Hey, maybe we'll play these Kaiser guys from the NAIA It'll give them a good game as well, and who knows, maybe sneak away with a victory too.
Absolutely. A couple of notes here. It wasn't a penalty problem. Both teams only had 5 penalties in the ball game, which is pretty clean.
And you did have an update from Coach about Jalen Mitchell, by the way.
I did. Jalen Mitchell is a graduate student. He's a transfer out of Albany State, the team that I think
just beat
Valdosta played last week. He was the injured young man. They diagnosed it on the field as a broken ankle, but actually when it was x-rayed, Coach Knight says he thinks it was just dislocated. So I'm not sure, if that means he'll be back quicker or if he'll be back, but at least it's not broken.
Yeah, that's much better news, I think.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. We will see you next week as Kaiser comes to town. Thanks to all those folks I mentioned before. Once again, our final score, Blazers 27, Wolves 14 from Setzler Field on the campus of Newberry College. Hall of Fame Day and also Military Appreciation Day. So long, everybody.